Chapter 280. The man didn't expect Su Qingsang to push him like that. Everyone else was trying to pull Lu Xiangyu away. Su Qingsang was the only one who pushed. He staggered a couple of steps back and let go of Lu Xiangyu. As soon as he loosened his grip, several nurses quickly came forward to help Lu Xiangyu up. Seeing that the man was about to come again, Su Qingsang quickly stood in front of him. "Who are you? This is a hospital. What are you doing?" What does it have to do with you that I'm taking my wife out of the hospital? Get lost. Get out of my sight. Discharged?" Su Qingsang's eyes widened. "Do you know about your wife's condition? She just had a cesarean section. It had only been 3 days. How can he be discharged? Why can't I be discharged? Your hospital eats human blood. She stayed here for a few days and you spent more than 10,000? Are you bullying me? I don't care. I won't pay for it. I want her discharged right now." Impossible. Not to mention that Lu Xiangyu's condition was originally not good. Even if she didn't jump off a building, she wouldn't be discharged so soon after a normal C-section. "What does it have to do with you?" The man glared at Su Qingsang, not forgetting to roll up his sleeves, looking like he was about to hit her. Seeing this, Su Qingsang advanced instead of retreating. He took a step forward. "What's wrong? You want to fight? Take a look at where you are. Your wife can't be discharged from the hospital in her current condition. If you want to cause trouble, I'll call the police." "How dare you? There's nothing to be afraid of." Without looking back, Su Qingsang ordered Huang Jie and Cheng Siyu. "Huang Jie, call the security guards. Siyu, call the police. Just say that someone is causing trouble here." Seeing this, the man nodded hatefully. Good. You won't let me take her out of the hospital, will you? Then I won't answer it." "You would never answer it. You let her stay here. I'm not going to pay for it." After saying this, the man left without looking back. Su Qingsang had no time to care about that man. She turned around and looked at Lu Xiangyu. She's not doing well. The bandage on his hand had loosened. "Are you okay?" Lu Xiangyu's face turned pale as she gently shook her head. This morning, the nurse asked her to pay when she checked the ward. Where did she get the money? She could only call her gambling addict husband. She didn't expect her husband to not only refuse to pay but also drag her out of the hospital. "Doctor, I don't feel burdened. Let's recuperate here first." "Doctor, you're a good person." Lu Xiangyu was about to cry, but Su Qingsang quickly stopped her. "Don't be like this. You're still in confinement. Crying is not good for your health." He asked the nurse and doctor to send the patient back and re-examined and bandaged the wound. After today's incident, the whole hospital knew about it. Afterward, Director Lin from the hospital administration came to see Su Qingsang. Su Qingsang explained the situation. Director Lin said that the money could be discussed later, but the patient should be treated first. As a result, Su Qingsang got off work much later than usual. When she got home, it was already past 8 o'clock in the evening. Only then did she realize that Xiang Kaiping had not eaten yet. The dishes on the table had already gone cold. She sat in the living room waiting for them. Xiang Kaiping stood up when she heard the door open. "You're back? It's great that you're back. It's great that you're back." Looking into his eyes, Su Qingsang felt a warm current slowly flowing through her heart. "Auntie, have you been waiting for dinner?" "I'm not waiting for you." After saying that, Xiang Kaiping was afraid that Su Qingsang would overthink, so she quickly waved her hand. "I'm not waiting for you on purpose. It's just that I don't have the energy to eat alone." "Not really. Anyway." Chapter 281. Aunt. Su Qingsang blinked and suppressed the urge to cry. "Next time, if we don't come back at the appointed time, you don't have to wait for us. We don't have a fixed schedule." "I'm fine. I have nothing to do anyway." Xiang Kaiping smiled kindly. Su Qingsang knew that it would be difficult to change her mind, but she reminded herself to call her the next time she couldn't come back in time. Speaking of which, Xiang Kaiping hadn't used her cell phone in the past few days. Should I take her to buy one? She bought a cell phone, saved her and Hua Jinyao's phone numbers and set them as emergency numbers. He told her that she could look for him if she needed help. Looking at the wrinkles at the corners of Xiang Caiping's eyes, Su Qingsang told herself that there was really nothing unacceptable. With such a mother, she would accept her sooner or later. "Qingsang? Are you upset?" "Nope. I'll wash my hands. Then eat." "Yeah. Let me heat up the food." "All right." Su Qingsang went into the bathroom and washed her face with cold water. When she came out, her mood had returned to normal. It was rare that Hua Jinyao wasn't at home. After dinner, Xiang Kaiping wanted to talk to Su Qingsang. Qingsang, you said last time that you and Jinyao found each other on your own. Then how did you know each other? Can you tell me about it? Sure. Su Qingsang wanted to say something, but she suddenly didn't know where to start. If he really had to talk about it, he would have to start with Wei Lenin. In fact, she felt that she should thank Wei Lenin for cheating on her. Otherwise, how could she have met such a good man like Hu Jinyao? This could also be considered fate, right? The fate between her and Hu Jinyao. However, when she met Xiang Caiping's worried gaze, it was obvious that she couldn't bring herself to talk about the past. It was all in the past. Su Qingsang casually told him what had happened, without adding any embellishments. Speaking of how well Hu Jinyao had treated her these days, she had a faint smile on her face. Xiang Kaiping was experienced. How could she not see that the happiness on Su Qingsang's face was genuine? After observing Hu Jinyao for the past few days, she had gained some understanding of him. You're lucky to have met Hu Jinyao. He looks like a nice guy at first glance. I'm relieved that you're doing well. Xiang Kaiping couldn't help but worry if she didn't see her daughter living a happy life. Su Qingsang nodded. She could sense the concern in Xiang Caiping's words, and it worked. Don't worry. Hu Jinyao treats me very well. Although she hadn't fallen in love with him yet, she believed that it would happen sooner or later. I can see that. Xiang Caiping's voice was filled with emotion. Your luck is much better than mine. Your father? She suddenly stopped and looked at Su Qingsang with hesitation in her eyes. How has your father been all these years? After she left Lin City, she never paid attention to Lin City or any news about Su Qinghui. She told herself that yesterday's events were like yesterday's death. Since she had left, Su Qinghui's fate was not something she should be concerned about. However, in the past few days, she had seen a face that looked similar to Su Qinghui's, so she couldn't help but care about him again. My dad? Su Qingsang looked at Xiang Kaiping. She wasn't surprised that Xiang Kaiping asked about Su Qinghui, but she said, I don't know. I haven't been back there for a long time. I don't know how he is doing. Chapter 282. Yes. Su Qingsang nodded. I moved out after I married Jinyao. Then I was busy with work and so was Jinyao. We don't always have time to go. In fact, it was Su Qinghui who didn't want to see them. However, Su Qingsang wouldn't say that out loud. But last time, when Hu Jinyao held a banquet in his company, I saw Dad. He seems fine. Then he and... Xiang Kaiping paused. She suddenly felt that it was inappropriate for her to ask this question. He doesn't have a good relationship with Auntie, Li Qianxue. Su Qingsang knew that there was no point in lying about this. Or maybe Xiang Kaiping wanted to hear this. On the surface, they are the model couple in Lin City's business circle. They treated each other with respect. But I don't think it's good. Is that so? Xiang Kaiping was silent. No one knew what she was thinking. The atmosphere was a little awkward. Su Qingsang didn't know what to say. As a junior, it was not appropriate for her to intervene in the affairs of the elders. To ease the awkwardness, Su Qingsang decided to change the topic. Do you want to see his photo? Do you? Of course. Su Qingsang didn't have Su Qinghui's photo on her phone. However, she had added Su Yusin as a friend on QQ last time, so Su Yusin had a lot of photos in his space. Xiang Caiping's eyes lit up. After being apart for so many years, she still wanted to see Su Qinghui. Su Qingsang took out her phone and clicked on Su Yusin's WeChat space. He had a photo album that his family could see. There were photos of all the members of the Su family, including Old Master Li. Su Qingsang showed Su Qinghui's photo to Xiang Kaiping. It was taken when Su Qinghui attended a banquet. He was dressed in a suit and leather shoes, looking elegant. He looked like a 40-year-old man. He was holding a glass of wine and chatting with someone. Xiang Kaiping stared at the photo and her eyes suddenly reddened. In the blink of an eye, more than 20 years had passed. Su Qinghui hadn't changed at all. He still looked the same, but she had aged. She also wanted to meet Su Qinghui if she could. But from the looks of it now, there was no need for them to meet again. Auntie? Su Qingsang wasn't sure what Xiang Caiping's reaction meant. She wanted to take the phone back, but Xiang Caiping's hand swiped on the screen. The next photo was of Su Qinghui's family of 4. This was taken on Su Peijian's birthday. Su Peijian and Su Yusin were standing in front, and Su Qinghui and Li Qianxue were standing behind them. The family of 4 was good-looking, well-dressed, and had a good temperament. Xiang Caiping's hand trembled. Who is he? Su Yusin's features were similar to Su Qinghui's, just a smaller version. In Xiang Caiping's eyes, this was Su Qinghui when he was young. He's the younger brother. My dad and Andy gave birth to her later. He's 8 years younger than us. Xiang Kaiping was stunned. For a moment, she forgot to ask why Su Qingsang was not in the photo of the family of 4. Her face was very pale, and Su Qingsang found that she seemed to be trembling. Auntie? Are you okay? I'm fine. Xiang Kaiping shook her head and murmured. Su Qingsang heard her clearly. She called him a liar. Liar? Who is the liar? Qingsang, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm going back to my room to rest. Auntie? I'm fine. Xiang Kaiping stood up. She didn't look too good. She didn't even care about the weird look on Su Qingsang's face. After so many years, she still remembered what Su Qinghui said. Chapter 283. He said that although he married Li Qianxue, he had no choice. He said that except for that accident, he would never touch Li Qianxue. He would keep his chastity for her and make her trust him. Xiang Kaiping smiled. That smile was a little bitter. She suddenly felt that she could let go of her obsession for so many years. Because Su Qinghui was a liar. He lied to her about his feelings. He had said it before, but now he even had a son. What was this? Su Qingsang watched Xiang Kaiping disappear into the back of the room and felt that something was wrong. She looked back at the phone. Was Xiang Kaiping angry because of this photo? Su Qingsang waited for Hua Jinyao to come back and told him about it at night. Do you think Auntie was provoked in some way? I don't know. Hua Jinyao didn't quite understand Xiang Caiping's reaction. Is it because she's unhappy that your father had a child with another woman? Su Qingsang was stunned. She thought about it and thought it was really possible. Maybe. The man she liked had a child with another woman. There should be other reasons. Hua Jinyao thought of the key point. Think about it. Su Peijian is older than you. That means she should have known that your father had a child with another woman. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Su Qingsang couldn't understand and didn't want to think about it. But my father really? He didn't want to marry Li Qianxue and got Xiang Kaiping pregnant. It can only be said that it was a freak accident. Hua Jinyao actually didn't like Su Qinghui. If you are really so determined, don't care about Li Qianxue and refuse to the end. If you really want to care about it, don't be with Li Qianxue and Xiang Kaiping at the same time. Su Qingsang didn't say anything. She knew what happened that year and didn't think it was a freak accident. In the end, it was all Su Qinghui's responsibility. Of course, Li Qianxue was also responsible. A forceful melon would not be sweet, but she insisted on forcing it. The result was the pain of the 3 of them. What? Sweetheart, tomorrow is Friday. Why don't you take Mom shopping tomorrow night after you get off work and walk around? The 3 of us will go out on the weekend after tomorrow? Okay. Su Qingsang nodded. She also wanted to take Xiang Kaiping out for a walk. My mom came here, but she didn't have a cell phone. I plan to take her to buy one tomorrow and apply for a card. Yes. Hua Jinyao thought for a moment, then took out a black card from his wallet and handed it to Su Qingsang. Remember to use my card. Why do I have to use your card? I have money. Hua Jinyao had thought of giving Su Qingsang a credit card before, but his identity hadn't been exposed at that time. He was afraid that she would be suspicious if he gave it to her. He had forgotten about it after returning from Rong City. This time it was just right. Besides, mobile payments are everywhere now. Who would still carry a card? Su Qingsang glanced at him. Hua Jinyao nodded and said, you take it too. This can also be tied to the payment app on your phone. Su Qingsang looked at the card in his hand and finally reached out to take it. If I don't spend your money, will you feel uncomfortable? Of course. Hua Jinyao nodded. You're my wife. Aren't you supposed to spend my money? If you're not willing to spend my money, then why should I make so much money? You're so talkative. Su Qingsang put the card aside. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sleep. He liked this suggestion. Chapter 284. What are you doing? I said I'm going to sleep. Yeah. Let's sleep. You sleep and I'll sleep. Hua Jinyao was so shameless that Su Qingsang almost laughed out of anger. She wanted to resist, but he succeeded in the end. She thought about it and decided to let him be. The next day there wasn't much to do in the hospital. Su Qingsang entered all the records into the computer in the afternoon, looked around the wards and then went home. She told the housekeeper not to cook and took Xiang Kaiping out to eat. Although Xiang Kaiping didn't look abnormal when she woke up this morning, Su Qingsang still wanted to make her happy. There was a department store near Su Qingsang's house. After dinner with Xiang Kaiping they went shopping together. Qingsang, I have clothes to wear. You don't have to buy these. Auntie, it's okay. Su Qingsang held her arm. The weather here is different from Rong City. We can always buy more. Qing sang. Xiang Kaiping was very touched, but she didn't know what to say. Auntie, you don't have to be so polite with me. Su Qingsang thought about it and decided to take Xiang Kaiping to buy a cell phone first. The department store was next to a large communication center. When Xiang Kaiping was in Rong City, she only used a landline phone. Su Qingsang chose a thin and light smartphone for her, which had good performance in all aspects. Auntie, let me tell you how to use this phone. She downloaded all kinds of software for Xiang Kaiping. Then he added his own account in the software. Xiang Kaiping had been in a semi-secluded state before, but now she looked at the phone and learned quite seriously. You mean I can send you a message by pressing this WeChat button? Don't I have to type? No. I'll teach you. I'll teach you. You can do this. Su Qingsang sent a voice message to Xiang Kaiping as she spoke. Then she used Xiang Caiping's phone to let her listen. It's so clear. Xiang Kaiping smiled happily. It's much better than the phones I used before. In the past, whenever it was convenient for her to communicate, she would always use the old model. This was the first time she used it. Yes. If I don't come back for dinner next time, I'll use this to send you a message. Good. This is good. Xiang Kaiping liked it very much, but Su Qingsang felt a little sad. Both Su Qinghui and Li Qinshua's phones were custom-made. Usually, their partners would send them all kinds of electronic products. Xiang Kaiping was rich, but she still let herself live like that. It must be because she had been heartbroken. You don't want to just enjoy yourself, do you? He secretly made up his mind to treat Xiang Kaiping better in the future, but it was not too late to start now. Auntie, you can slowly learn how to use a mobile phone at home. Let's go buy clothes first. Okay. Xiang Kaiping put her phone away and the two of them went shopping. After entering the department store, Su Qingsang led Xiang Kaiping straight to the women's clothing department. Xiang Kaiping used to wear old-fashioned clothes. Su Qingsang picked out a few sets of clothes for her that looked young and elegant. Auntie, go ahead and try. It's okay. Isn't she too young? Xiang Kaiping didn't think it was appropriate, but she still went to try. Su Qingsang watched as Xiang Kaiping walked into the fitting room. She wanted to help Xiang Kaiping pick out a few more clothes. At this time, another customer came in. She didn't notice it at first, but the moment she raised her head, she saw the reflection of the figure in the mirror. Chapter 285. She froze for a moment and didn't have time to put the clothes back on the rack. Su Peijian and the others had already noticed her. Su Peijian saw Su Qingsang at once. She was really angry when she saw Su Qingsang. This woman was used to pretending to be innocent and kind. She made people think that she was a good person. But what happened? She stole Qiu Yanba's heart without saying a word. She started to pretend to be innocent. Su Peijian remembered that she had specially called Qiu Junjiu out today just to try again. But Qiu Junjiu refused to come out. She knew that she might have been busy and didn't have time to come, but she couldn't help but wonder if it was Qiu Yanba's idea. Now that she saw Su Qingsang, Su Peijian started to feel uncomfortable. She didn't hide her emotions at all. Luo Meishan and Song Yoha, who were next to her, felt it and saw Su Qingsang at the same time. Everyone knew that the Su family had an illegitimate daughter who couldn't be shown in public. Every time they met before, Luo Meishan and Song Yoha didn't forget to say a few words of sarcasm. But now Luo Meishan and Song Yoha didn't say anything. Although they didn't go to the Tianyu Group's banquet last time, they were reminded by their elders when they came back. Su Qingsang was no longer the same as before. She wasn't just the illegitimate daughter of the Su family. She had another identity now. She was the wife of the CEO of the Tianyu Group. The two of them didn't say anything and just stood behind Su Peijian. Su Peijian looked around and knew what the two of them were thinking. She became more and more angry. These people didn't want to offend Hu Jinyao or the Tianyu Group, but could they offend the Li family and the Su family? Su Peijian glared at Luo Meishan and Song Yoha with a fierce look. The two of them met her eyes. For a moment they looked a little anxious. Su Qingsang didn't have any interest in the eyes of these three rich young ladies. Seeing Su Peijian, she knew how much she disliked her, so she naturally wouldn't rush to talk to her and get close to her. She nodded slightly as a greeting and turned around to continue picking out clothes. Xiang Kaiping had only brought a box of clothes this time. She wanted to buy a few more sets for her. In the end, the two of them looked at each other. Luo Meishan took a step forward, looked at Su Qingsang and said, "It's really different now that you have the CEO of Tianyu Group. In the past, how could a person like you enter a store like this?" Su Qingsang paused and turned to look at Luo Meishan again. At this moment, Song Yoha also said, "Isn't that so? I'm like a phoenix that has flown up the branches." Unfortunately, crows are crows. You really don't have much foresight. Luo Meishan glanced at the clothes in Su Qingsang's hands and clicked her tongue. Su Qingsang looked like she was only in her 20s, but the clothes she had chosen seemed to be worn by someone in her 40s. If this wasn't bad taste, then what was? Su Qingsang put down the clothes in her hands and looked at Su Peijian. She stood behind Luo and Song, the corners of her lips curling up, clearly in the mood to watch a good show. She knew that even without Qiu Yanba, she and Su Peijian would never be able to get along. However, she didn't expect that she would still rush to embarrass herself in front of her at this time. Chapter 286. As soon as she said that, the faces of the shop assistants on the side darkened. Their store only sold high-end women's clothing and took the luxury route. There was hardly a second piece of clothing for each piece. It would be strange if such a store was said to be unpresentable. However, it was obvious that the people in front of them were not ordinary people. Since the shop assistants were unhappy, they couldn't show it clearly. Luo Meishan's face darkened even more. If that was what she meant, wouldn't she also be unpresentable if she entered this store? I didn't mean that. Su Qingsang's words made Luo Meishan angry. I'm just saying that you have bad taste. Buying clothes in this store is called having bad taste? Su Qingsang looked Luo Meishan up and down and snorted. Then your taste is not very good either. Luo Meishan was at a loss for words. Song Yoha narrowed her eyes. She had met Su Qingsang several times in the past, but she had never seen Su Qingsang with such a face. What was this? Had she become bolder after having a backer and background? Meishan, you really don't know how to talk. You are obviously not presentable and don't deserve the clothes here. Why are you saying that these clothes are not presentable when it comes to you? You really? It seemed like she was blaming Su Qingsang, but in fact she was belittling her. Su Qingsang nodded. So, in your hearts, clothes are more presentable than people, right? No wonder. Usually they are not presentable people. Without clothes they are naturally not presentable. Su Qingsang, who are you scolding? This time Luo Meishan was furious and pointed at Su Qingsang. Her face was full of anger. Su Qingsang cleared her throat and took a step back. I'm not scolding anyone. But if you think so, then there's nothing I can do. Su Peijian didn't speak. She stood less than 2 meters away from Su Qingsang and watched her stab the others with a faint smile on her face. She narrowed her eyes and was very sure of one thing. Su Qingsang had probably been pretending to be weak in the past 20 years in the Su family. Look at her, where was the cautious look from before? She was deceived by Su Qingsang, and she was afraid that Li Qinxue was also deceived by Su Qingsang. Su Qingsang, don't be so smug. Didn't you just hook up with Hu Jinyao? If it weren't for him you... Before Luo Meishan could finish her sentence, the fitting room door opened. Xiang Kaiping walked over. Qingsang, what do you think of these clothes? She looked up and saw that Su Qingsang was surrounded by a few girls, and they weren't wearing the clothes of the shop assistants. She seemed to have heard something about Hu Jinyao just now. What was going on? Qingsang? Auntie, I'm fine. Su Qingsang ignored Su Peijian and the others. No matter what happened to Su Peijian, it had nothing to do with her. Right now, she was thinking about nurturing her mother-daughter relationship with Xiang Kaiping. Naturally, she wouldn't care about those unrelated people. It's pretty good, better than the previous ones. This one is not bad either. She handed the dress that she had just picked, the one that Luo Meishan had complained about, to Xiang Kaiping. Auntie, try this one on too. There's no need. Why did you buy so much? As long as it's enough. Xiang Kaiping waved her hand. She knew that her daughter wanted to be good to her, and she was touched. But that was enough. Chapter 287. She glanced over and saw Su Peijian right away. That face looked really familiar. Just go and try it on. It's okay. Su Qingsang was very patient. Once you're done shopping, come with me later. I need to change into some clothes. Okay. In fact, she had clothes to wear. Hu Jinyao didn't hide it anymore after his identity was exposed. She had sent a lot of clothes for the 4 seasons to her house. However, she was afraid that Xiang Kaiping would feel uncomfortable, so she could only think of ways to stop her from thinking too much. Especially when she saw that Xiang Kaiping was looking at Su Peijian, she stood in front of her and blocked her view. In her opinion, it was better for Xiang Kaiping not to meet the Su family no matter who it was. Okay. Xiang Kaiping smiled. The wrinkles at the corner of her eyes were full of pride. You're still young. You should dress up more. I'm old. It doesn't matter what I wear. As she spoke, she couldn't win against Su Qingsang and went to try on the clothes. Before she left, she glanced at Su Peijian again. After a few more glances, she remembered. Wasn't that girl yesterday? She was looking at Su Peijian and Su Peijian was looking at Xiang Kaiping. At first, Su Peijian thought that this old woman was Su Qingsang's mother-in-law, which was Hu Jinyao's mother. However, when she heard Su Qingsang's address, she was a little hesitant. Su Qingsang and Hu Jinyao were married. So she couldn't call his mother aunt? Su Qingsang, who is she? Inexplicably, Su Peijian just wanted to find out. Su Qingsang watched Xiang Caiping's figure disappear behind the fitting room, then turned to Su Peijian. Does it have anything to do with you? Su Qingsang. Su Peijian was angry. Don't be too arrogant. Don't forget who gave you who you are today. Yes. Your Su family gave it to me. So do you want me to be grateful? There's no need to be deeply grateful. Just don't be heartless and ungrateful. Su Peijian's words were quite rude. Su Qingsang smiled. Even if you're ungrateful, you have to be forgetful and ungrateful. If Miss Su remembers correctly, I am also Su Qinghui's daughter. Before hearing about Xiang Caiping's experience, she had always been curious about her own background. She had always thought that it was normal for Li Qianxue to treat her like that. But now that she thought about it, what did it have to do with her? It was all Su Qinghui's fault. If Li Qianxue didn't want to see her, she could ask Su Qinghui not to accept her. But what about him? He had accepted her and brought her back to the Su family. When had he ever given her any fatherly love? Su Qingsang. Su Peijian nodded. Good, very good. Are you determined to go against me? I don't dare. Su Qingsang raised her head and puffed out her chest. She wasn't afraid of Su Peijian's expression at all. I don't want to go against you. I just want to mind my own business. Su Qingsang. I really underestimated you in the past. Su Peijian stared at Su Qingsang's face, snorted, and looked at Luo Meishan and Song Yoha. Let's go. Su Qingsang turned her face sideways and made a gesture of invitation. Su Peijian's face grew darker and darker. She kept a straight face until they left the shop. Su Qingsang stood there and the smile on her face faded. If she could, she really didn't want to fight with Su Peijian like this. In the past, Su Peijian wasn't good to her, but she wouldn't deliberately make things difficult for her. Thinking of the reason that made Su Peijian like this, Su Qingsang felt a headache. It was all Qiu Yanba's fault. Chapter 288. Qingsang, who were those people just now? Are they your friends? Xiang Kaiping casually put the clothes in her hand into the hands of the shop assistant and asked very casually. I don't think so. Su Qingsang's answer was also quite casual. They're just the children of Jinyao's business partners. Xiang Kaiping didn't ask any more. She glanced at Su Qingsang and roughly understood why she didn't tell the truth. She was a little touched. This daughter of hers was a considerate person. However, when Su Qingsang went to pay the bill, she couldn't help but look down. So that person was Su Qinghui and Li Qianshue's daughter? She didn't look like them at all. That expression was so arrogant and arrogant. Li Qianxue hadn't been like this in the past. It seemed that Su Qinghui and Li Qianxue must have spoiled this daughter very much. Her heart was slightly sour. However, when Su Qingsang came over, there was no trace of them at all. Let's go and pick out the clothes you want to wear. Auntie, don't rush. You still haven't bought shoes. Su Qingsang smiled and held her hand. One was to show that they were close, and the other was to not want her to think about Su Peijian again. As for Su Peijian, it probably wouldn't be so easy. She didn't know what she would do. On the other side, after leaving the clothing store, Su Peijian was not in the mood to shop at all. She hurriedly sent Luo Meishan and Su Qingsang away and rushed home. Su Qinghui was not at home today because he had a business meeting. Su Yusin was not back from school yet, and Li Qianxue had just returned from a business meeting. When Su Peijian saw Li Qianxue, she only felt that she had been wronged. She couldn't suppress it now. Mom, what's wrong? Li Qianxue was nearly 50 years old, but because she took good care of herself, there wasn't even a fine line on her face. She had been on good terms with Su Qinghui all these years, but she didn't get along with him. She didn't have much hope in the relationship between husband and wife, but she doted on this daughter of hers very much. Mom, that little... Su Peijian wanted to curse, but in the end she was worried about her identity. That Su Qingsang, she went too far. Su Qingsang? When Li Qianxue heard the name, she was displeased. What's wrong with her? Today. Su Peijian didn't add fuel to the fire. She just told him what had happened that day. Do you know that she stole Yanba away? She pretended to be innocent and pure every time. You didn't see how sharp she was just now. All these years, we've been deceived by her. Li Qianshue's forehead twitched. She didn't like Su Qingsang very much. Who would like their husband's illegitimate daughter to wander around in front of them every day? But now, Su Qingsang's identity was different. Li Qianxue looked at her daughter with a face full of grievance. That's enough. Think about it, if she didn't have any tricks up her sleeve, how could she win Hu Jinyao's heart? Who was Hu Jinyao? You're still young so you probably haven't heard of it, but I know it very well. Hu Jinyao had been so arrogant at the banquet. Everyone could see his attitude. She wanted to make things difficult for Su Qingsang, but would Hu Jinyao allow it? Li Qianxue thought of something from before. She patted Su Peijian's hand and said, let's talk about the project in the city. We, the locals, actually couldn't compete with him, an outsider. Of course, in the end, although everyone was together, it was a win-win situation. Chapter 289. Mom. What are you talking about? You want me to put up with Su Qingsang? It's not that you put up with her. It's that you don't touch her for now. Let's wait and see. I just can't take it lying down. Su Peijian was furious when she thought of Qiu Yanba. What? All right. Li Qianxue still didn't know why her daughter did it. She took her hand helplessly. I don't like someone like Qiu Yanba. My daughter is so good. It's okay to find someone better. That's why Qiu Yanba has no taste. You should at least find someone like Hu Jinyao, right? Hu Jinyao again. In the end, it was Su Qingsang's fault. Su Peijian didn't think it was her fault. She only felt that Su Qingsang was wrong. It was all because of her. It was because of her. Mom, I really can't accept it. Su Peijian felt so wrong that she hugged Li Qianxue like a child. All right. Li Qianxue patted her daughter's back. I'll find you a better one later. Good girl. Su Peijian stopped talking. If Li Qianxue was worried that Hu Jinyao wouldn't deal with Su Qingsang, she could do it herself. It was okay to let her suffer a little without hurting her, right? She seemed to have thought of something and suddenly sat up. Right. Mom, I saw an old lady with Su Qingsang today. Old lady? What old lady? I don't know. Su Peijian was also confused. That woman looks like she's in her 50s. Su Qingsang calls her auntie. What auntie? Do you think she's a relative of Hu Jinyao? A relative of Hu Jinyao? Yes. Could she be Hu Jinyao's mother or a relative of the Hu family? I think Su Qingsang is very nice to her. She took her to buy a lot of clothes. What relative? Is it Hu Jinyao's mother? It was Su Qinghui who spoke. He had come back from a business trip. The Li family had been busy these days because of the project with Tianyu Group. As soon as he came back, he heard Su Peijian's last sentence. If it's a relative from the Hu family, I'm afraid we'll have to show up and treat him to a meal to show our hospitality. Su Qinghui sat down on the sofa as he spoke and a servant came over with tea. He took a sip and glanced at Su Peijian. Are you sure she's Hu Jinyao's relative? Although he didn't like Su Qingsang, he had to admit that Su Qingsang would get married. That Hu Jinyao was really powerful. Putting aside the money it would bring to the Li Corporation through this cooperation, the other benefits it would bring to the Li Corporation were quite considerable. Su Qinghui had spent a lot of time with Hu Jinyao recently. Although he hadn't chosen Hu Jinyao as his son-in-law, he really admired Hu Jinyao. The last thing Su Peijian wanted to hear was that, but Su Qinghui looked like he was in a hurry to please Hu Jinyao. What? I don't think so. He looks more like a country bumpkin. If she's really Hu Jinyao's mother, why would Su Qingsang call her auntie? Although Su Qinghui drank a little, he was not drunk. Call her auntie? Forget it. I'll ask Hu Jinyao tomorrow. Anyway, they've been seeing each other a lot lately. Chapter 290. Hu Jinyao didn't see Xiang Kaiping. He glanced at the room and faintly heard the sound of water. As if relieved, he stepped forward and put his arm around Su Qingsang's waist, who was still packing the clothes. Honey, did you buy these tonight? Yes. Su Qingsang looked at the bags in her hands. Do you think we bought too much? It seemed a little exaggerated, but she couldn't be blamed. She couldn't control herself. Because she met Su Peijian, she was afraid that Xiang Kaiping would think of Su Peijian's identity, so she kept asking her to buy more. Hu Jinyao raised his hand and pinched her cheek. It's too little. Honey, you can try to move the department store home next time. If we can't fit it here, we can put it in the villa. Can you not be so dramatic? She had bought too much today, and now she was worried that the small fitting room wouldn't fit all the clothes. She might really have to move some to the villa. I'm not exaggerating. You're my wife. I can't buy too much. Hu Jinyao suddenly had an idea. Honey, how about I buy a department store for you next time? You can buy whatever you want in the future. Hu Jinyao, are you planning to be King Yu of Zhou? Buy a department store? He really had enough. Of course not. Hua Jinyao put Su Qingsang on his lap as he spoke. He leaned over and kissed her face. My wife is much prettier than Baosi. Su Qingsang wanted to roll her eyes. This guy was really poor. He would die if he didn't spend a day in poverty. Stop it. The auntie was still there. Su Qingsang wanted to sit on her. I'm not. I'm serious. Hua Jinyao kissed her face, so he kissed her mouth. As he approached, Su Qingsang quickly covered his mouth with her hand. Did you drink? She had smelled it just now, and now it was even clearer. Just a little. Don't worry, honey, I'm not drunk. As Hua Jinyao spoke, his hands began to wander around Su Qingsang's body. Hua Jinyao. Did he think that they were the only two in the house? Su Qingsang quickly grabbed his hand and said, Stop it. I'm not. He buried his face in her neck. Honey, I miss you. We haven't done that on the sofa for a long time. Su Qingsang was now 100% sure that Hua Jinyao had drunk a lot. She grabbed his hand and sat down on the sofa. Sit properly. Don't mess around. If Xiang Kaiping came out later and saw it, it would really be embarrassing. Wifey. Hua Jinyao didn't break free from her grip. He just looked at her with a wronged expression. Su Qingsang wanted to scream. He was 1.8 meters tall and he was a handsome CEO. Why did she like to put on such a pitiful face, as if she was a little wife who had been abused by her? Not here. Su Qingsang was a little annoyed. She glanced at the direction of the room, lowered her voice and said, If you want, go take a shower first. I'll come back when I'm done. Hua Jinyao blinked as if he had received Su Qingsang's words. He stood up, saluted and said, Yes. Honey, I'll listen to you. Don't worry. He said he wasn't drunk. Look at him. It would be a miracle if he said he wasn't drunk. Go take a shower. Su Qingsang didn't want to see a drunkard, especially when Hua Jinyao was obviously very drunk. She waved her hand and told him to leave. Hua Jinyao turned around and suddenly turned back. He looked at Su Qingsang with a smile and said, Honey, guess who I drank with today? Oh. No matter who it was, she wanted to hit him for making Hua Jinyao so drunk. Your father. Chapter 291. Hua Jinyao's position blocked Su Qingsang's line of sight. Therefore, she didn't notice that Xiang Kaiping had come out. Hua Jinyao was drunk, so he was less vigilant than usual. Tonight, he followed Su Qinghui to entertain some city leaders. During this time, Hua Jinyao had a lot of contact with Su Qinghui, and this contact made him see some other things. Su Qinghui had been in Lin City for a long time, so he was familiar with people and had experience. It was actually very suitable for him to deal with some social matters. My father? What happened to my father? To be honest, Su Qingsang didn't know Su Qinghui very well. Therefore, when she heard about Su Qinghui, she couldn't help but ask. Your father is quite a figure. Speaking of which, Su Qinghui was just a commoner with an ordinary family background. Later, when he married Li Qianxue, he almost married into Li Qianxue's family. One had to know what kind of family the Li family was. Even today, the Li family was one of the best in Lin City, not to mention more than 20 years ago. However, after so many years, Su Qinghui and Li Qianxue got married. In fact, there were people in the business world who said that Su Qinghui didn't deserve Li Qianxue, but Su Qinghui didn't seem to care at all. He was the general manager of Li Group, the president was Li Qianxue, and the chairman was still old Master Li. Seriously speaking, he was just the third in command. But now, the words of the third in command were more effective than the words of the first in the Li Group. No one in the entire company dared to look down on Su Qinghui. If it weren't for his good means, how could there be such a result? Most importantly, Su Qinghui's status was so different from Li Qianxue's, but he was quite calm. No matter who mentioned it, he was quite indifferent. This could only mean two things. First, he loved Li Qianxue very much, so much that he didn't care what others said. Second, he was quite strong, so strong that he didn't care what others thought of him. Then do you think my father loves Li Qianxue very much, or is he strong? What do you think? Hua Jinyao didn't answer. He believed that Su Qingsang already had the answer. When he turned around, he found that Xiang Kaiping had come out of nowhere and had been listening for a long. Auntie. Hua Jinyao almost instantly sobered up and turned to look at Su Qingsang. Su Qingsang glared at him and quickly stood up. Auntie, come over here. I've sorted them. I'll put them in your room later. All right. Xiang Kaiping continued walking as if nothing had happened, as if she hadn't heard what Hua Jinyao had said. Hua Jinyao and Su Qingsang looked at each other. In the end, they could only watch Xiang Kaiping tidy up her clothes as if nothing had happened. The three of them stopped mentioning that name. Relative? What relative? Hua Jinyao looked at Su Qinghui with confusion. Just now, the two of them had met because of business. After talking about business, Su Qinghui didn't rush to leave. Instead he stayed. Was there a relative in his family? Peijin bumped into Qing Sang when she was shopping yesterday. She said that Qing Sang was accompanying an auntie to try on clothes. I don't think she has any relatives in Lin City, so I wanted to ask you. Is he a relative of yours? Su Qinghui said politely, if they're in-laws or relatives, we should have a meal together and show our hospitality. Hua Jinyao raised his eyebrows and thought about Su Qinghui's words. Treat her to dinner? Chapter 292. Yes. Su Qinghui smiled and said, since our families are already married, I'll treat her to dinner. Since someone from your clan has come over, our Su clan naturally has to entertain them well. No need. Hua Jinyao was still worried about Su Qingsang, so he couldn't really let Su Qinghui see Xiang Kaiping. She's just an ordinary relative. After I came here, I asked Qingsang to accompany me for a walk. I'll go back in 2 days. Su Qinghui didn't ask for more. Since Hua Jinyao said so, it meant that this relative wasn't important. Seeing that Su Qinghui was about to leave, Hua Jinyao asked, Dad, can I ask you a question? What? Qingsang's mother? Hua Jinyao paused. I mean her biological mother. Do you know where she is now? Su Qinghui's expression changed almost instantly. He sat there with some emotions in his eyes that even Hua Jinyao couldn't see through. Can't you tell me? Hua Jinyao tried hard to find a trace of affection in Su Qinghui's eyes, but unfortunately he couldn't. Su Qinghui didn't hear Hua Jinyao's words. He was thinking about the young woman from decades ago. Her shadow was already blurry, but he still remembered his impression of her. She had a gentle appearance and a beautiful appearance. Most importantly, he had a peaceful personality and stood aloof from worldly affairs. However, such a woman was hurt by him in the end and had to leave her hometown. He couldn't even avenge her if he wanted to. He could only look at Li Qianxue coldly and punish that woman, also punishing himself. But what was the use of that? Dad. Hua Jinyao called again. Su Qinghui lowered his eyes and restrained all his emotions. I have something else to do. I'm leaving. What about Qingsang's biological mother? Don't ask. Don't ask Qingsang, she doesn't know anything. In the future, don't ask. After saying this, Su Qinghui staggered a little and walked away as if he couldn't stand it anymore. Hua Jinyao narrowed his eyes. What did Su Qinghui look like? Did he still have feelings for Xiang Kaiping? When Li Qianxue returned to her room, she smelled alcohol in the air. She furrowed her brows in discomfort and looked at the man sprawled on the chaise longue. He was over 50 years old, but he maintained himself as if he was not even 40. He was considered famous in Lin City. When people talked about the son-in-law of the Li family, who wouldn't praise him? Even old Master Li appreciated Su Qinghui's business skills, even though he knew that the two of them respected each other. But such a man did not have a heart. Or perhaps he had a heart, but his heart wasn't with her. He seemed to be in pain. His eyes were closed and his body lay there motionless. Li Qianxue thought for a moment, then turned around and poured him a cup of tea. Have some tea. Su Qinghui was still thinking about Xiang Kaiping. In fact, he hadn't thought about Xiang Kaiping for a long time. Her shadow had almost faded away. He had to force himself to not forget her again and again. But today, Hua Jinyao's words reminded him of it again. After thinking about it, he went for a drink after work. After drinking, he didn't want to come back, but the driver was very responsible and sent him back. The house was very quiet. Li Qianxue had her own business to attend to, and Su Peijin had not been home recently. Su Yusin was at school, and even old Master Li had gone to visit his old friends. It was good that no one was around. It was convenient for him to miss Xiang Kaiping. He thought about the past between the two of them over and over again. Chapter 293. Su Qinghui's expression changed immediately. Of course, Li Qianxue noticed the sudden change in his expression. His expression just now was one of nostalgia and pain and regret and yearning. It would be a miracle if he wasn't thinking about that woman. This realization made Li Qianxue's breath stuck in her chest. Her hands hanging by her sides were clenched into fists. Did you drink? She didn't want to recall Su Qinghui's eyes. It would make her so angry that she wanted to kill someone. I drank. But I'm not drunk. Su Qinghui stared at Li Qianxue's angry face and inexplicably felt a sense of revenge. Don't worry. I only have sex with you once in my life when I'm drunk. That's enough. Li Qianxue's expression was ugly. She took a deep breath and calmed herself down. You're wrong. You've done it twice in your life. One time there was Su Peijian and the other time there was Su Yusin. Hearing her words, Su Qinghui's expression became more and more ugly. He suddenly stood up and pinched Li Qianshue's chin. Because of his action, Li Qianxue just dropped the glass of water she was holding onto the ground. The thick carpet prevented the glass from breaking, but it couldn't keep their marriage intact. What? Are you very proud? Yes, I'm very proud. Li Qianxue looked at him coldly. Because these 2 times are enough. That means you can't get rid of me in this life. Su Qinghui was so angry that he raised his hand. Li Qianxue raised her face. You want to hit me? Hit me, hit me. Su Qinghui didn't know how to hit a woman. He put down his hand with hatred. He pushed Li Qianxue away. Do you think there's nothing I can do to you? What can you do? Do you think I still care? Could her situation be any worse? She couldn't. That was all. Su Qinghui stared at Li Qianshue's face and understood what she meant, but he was even more resentful. Li Qianxue, don't worry. I won't let it go just like this. Let's wait and see. I also want to see what else you can do to me. After all, no matter what you do, it's impossible for you and that woman. As for the daughter you give birth to, she will forever be an illegitimate daughter who cannot be shown in public. Li Qianxue saw that Su Qinghui's face darkened because of his words. He glared at Li Qianxue with hatred, then turned around and left. He didn't notice that he forgot to close the door when he was arguing with Li Qianxue. Su Peijian, who had just returned home, happened to hear her parents arguing. Su Peijian's face darkened. Her hands were clenched into fists. It was all because of that mistress. If it weren't for her, her parents wouldn't have ended up like this. She had a way to take revenge on the mistress, but couldn't she find trouble with the mistress's daughter? Su Peijian's eyes were cold and filled with coldness. When Su Qingsang entered the ward for her ward round, she found that Lu Xiangyu actually said that she wanted to leave the hospital. Although the stitches on your cesarean section wound have been removed, your hands and feet haven't recovered yet. It's not appropriate for you to be discharged now. Doctor, I'm really sorry. I really have no money. Speaking of this, Lu Xiangyu still felt a little embarrassed. This money was sent to me by my sister today. If I stay here any longer, I won't be able to pay the hospital fees. Su Qingsang frowned and looked at Lu Xiangyu's embarrassed expression. She wanted to help her, but the hospital had its own rules. Chapter 294. Doctor, please let me leave the hospital. I promise I can be responsible for myself. How about this? I'll give you another checkup. If you're sure there's nothing wrong with you, you can leave after you're done with the discharge procedures. All right. Thank you so much. Lu Xiangyu looked at Su Qingsang gratefully. Doctor, don't worry. I'll go to my sister's house. She'll take care of me. That's fine, but you're still in confinement. You should take good care of yourself. I will. Thank you, doctor. After Su Qingsang finished the ward round, she learned that Lu Xiangyu had finished the procedures and was ready to leave the hospital. She thought for a moment, then wrapped a red envelope and sent it to her. Lu Xiangyu refused to accept it, but Su Qingsang told her not to be polite. Not only her, but several doctors and nurses in the hospital also sent some gifts to Lu Xiangyu. It was not that there were no pregnant women who were more miserable than her. Lu Xiangyu was more pitiful than other pregnant women because she jumped off the building by herself. She sighed in her heart. After staying in the obstetrics and gynecology department for a long time, she had really seen all kinds of strange things. Sometimes she was really helpless. Su Qingsang thought that Lu Xiangyu was in trouble and that this matter was over. Who knew that the next day at work, Lu Xiangyu's husband, the man who forcefully dragged Lu Xiangyu out of the hospital last time, came to her door. Su Qingsang had just finished an operation. Before she could return to the department, she was blocked by that man. Where is my wife? Hand over my wife. Su Qingsang frowned. Looking at the man in front of her, she thought of the day when he dragged Lu Xiangyu out of the hospital. Your wife is not here. Not here? Where is it? Didn't you say so? You said I can't leave the hospital without paying? I didn't even come to pay the bill. How did she get discharged? Someone paid for her, of course. Su Qingsang didn't want to waste any more time with him. Doctor, last time you said that my wife was seriously injured and had to recuperate in this hospital. Why don't you say that now? As the man spoke, he took a step forward and did not forget to roll up his sleeves, looking like he was about to make a move. Su Qingsang furrowed her brows and her face darkened. Sir, your wife was seriously injured, but she insisted on leaving the hospital. We could only complete the discharge procedures for her and let her leave the hospital. How would I know that it wasn't because you saw my wife didn't pay, so you kicked her out regardless of whether she lived or died. Huang Jie, who was at the side, took a step forward and said, "How can you say that? Where is your wife? You can call her yourself. Why are you looking for us?" "I can't find it. I can't get through to my wife." As the man spoke, his expression changed. "It must be you. It's you doctors. You drove my wife out." Before Su Qingsang and the others could react, the man suddenly lost his temper. "You bunch of doctors who have no medical ethics and have no regard for human life. I'm going to kill you." Su Qingsang didn't expect the man to be so unreasonable. Before she could react, the man's fist was already swinging towards her. Even though she reacted immediately and retreated quickly, she was still punched in the stomach by the man. The man was very strong. Su Qingsang took a solid punch from him and her expression changed instantly. Chapter 295. Su Qingsang turned her face and found that it was Shi Mengwan. "Mengwan? Didn't she go to the competition? Are you all right?" Shi Mengwan was still carrying a bag in her hand. She was holding Su Qingsang with one hand and carrying the bag with the other. Su Qingsang was about to answer that she was fine, but Lu Xiangyu's husband's fist came again. He didn't hit the nurses or the doctors next to him. He just hit Su Qingsang. Several nurses came forward and wanted to stop him but failed. Seeing this, Shi Mengwan quickly pulled Su Qingsang aside. However, she was still carrying a bag in her hand. When she waved her hand, she was about to fall. At the same time, Lu Xiangyu's husband's fist came to Su Qingsang's face. Shi Mengwan was anxious, but she was about to fall now. She quickly stood firm and saw that Lu Xiangyu's husband's fist was already in front of Su Qingsang. Several doctors who rushed over after hearing the news were shocked and quickly rushed over to stop it. "Qingsang." Shi Mengwan was anxious. Before she came forward, someone stood in front of Su Qingsang and stopped Lu Xiangyu's husband's fist. Lu Xiangyu's husband's fist was stopped. He was stunned for a moment and couldn't pull it out. "Qingsang." Shi Mengwan stood still and only felt that her whole body was relieved. She quickly ran over and found that the person who stopped the man's fist was the same person from last time. "Dear brother?" Shi Mengwan suddenly stood there and didn't move. Su Qingsang's stomach was still hurting. When Lu Xiangyu's husband's fist came, she couldn't dodge it at all. When she thought she couldn't escape this punch, she was stopped. She also recognized who the person in front of her was. If she remembered correctly, this man's surname was Zhan. Wu Jinyao mentioned it last time. "Who are you? Let me go. Don't be a busybody. I'm telling you. Otherwise, I won't be polite to you." Lu Xiangyu's husband looked arrogant. Zhan Haoze narrowed his eyes and punched him without thinking. "What kind of man are you to bully a woman?" His fist was fast and ruthless. Lu Xiangyu's husband was sent flying by his punch and hit the wall of the corridor. Lu Xiangyu's husband curled up. Zhan Haoze turned to look at Su Qingsang. "Mrs. Hua, are you all right?" "Thank you, Mr. Zhan. I'm fine. There was something big." Her stomach was hurting, but she looked calm on the surface. Shi Mengwan came to her senses and quickly went forward to help Su Qingsang. "Qingsang, are you all right?" "I'm fine." Su Qingsang glanced at Zhan Haoze. "As you can see, Mr. Zhan saved me." "Mr. Zhan?" Shi Mengwan turned around to look at Zhan Haoze. There was a trace of shock on her face. His surname was Zhan? But dear brother clearly said that his surname was Haoze? A delicate voice sounded at this moment. Shi Mengwan saw the woman she had seen last time and walked in front of Zhan Haoze. "Brother Haoze, are you okay?" Qin Feifei held Zhan Haoze's arm and looked worried. "Why did you fight with someone? Does your hand hurt?" Shi Mengwan and Su Qingsang didn't say anything. They just watched Qin Feifei hold Zhan Haoze's hand up. She looked as if he didn't hit someone, but his hand was about to be broken. As best friends, the two women looked at each other. Su Qingsang's eyes were filled with worry, but Shi Mengwan's expression was much more complicated. Chapter 296. How did Big Brother become Zhan again? He had changed his last name, but she knew very well that no matter what his last name was, he was still her big brother. But what was going on now? Did he already have a new sister? "I'm fine." Zhan Haoze stopped her, pulled his hand out seemingly inadvertently, and turned to look at Lu Xiangyu's husband who was still on the ground. Lu Xiangyu's husband struggled to stand up. At this time, several doctors quickly stopped him together and did not allow him to make any further movements. Only Zhan Haoze noticed that Lu Xiangyu's husband seemed to be staring at Su Qingsang. He couldn't help but look at Su Qingsang. She was Hu Jinyao's wife. He didn't attend the banquet held by Tianyu Group a few days ago, but he was quite clear about what happened at the banquet. Maybe he should do Hu Jingyao a favor? Brother Hausa? Chen Feifei noticed that Zhang Hausa was looking at Shi Mengwan, and she suddenly became nervous. After all, she also recognized Su Qingsang and knew that she had a husband. So Zhang Hausa could only be looking at Shi Mengwan? She glanced at Shi Mengwan, and just a glance made her have a sense of crisis. The woman in front of her was very beautiful, gorgeous but not flamboyant, and there was a faint firmness in her eyes. She bit her lip and held Zhang Hausa's arm tightly. Brother Hausa, I'm a little uncomfortable. Why don't we go back first? Zhang Hausa lowered his head and looked at Chen Feifei. Today was the day that he took her to the hospital for a routine checkup. He didn't want to do anything about Lu Xiangyu's husband's trouble, but he saw that the person who was beaten was Su Qingsang, so he intervened. To Chen Feifei's surprise, Zhang Hausa didn't agree immediately. He turned to look at Lu Xiangyu's husband, who had just been punched by him and was struggling to stand up. You dare to hit me? I'm going to call the police. Call the police. Shi Mengwan was furious. She couldn't bear to see her best friend being bullied. You don't need to call the police. We will call the police too. She was very imposing. Zhang Hausa glanced at her and noticed the indignation in her eyes. Naturally, he also recognized that this woman was the one who mistook him for someone else last time. Do you think I don't dare to call the police? Lu Xiangyu's husband's attitude was still arrogant, but because of Zhang Hausa's existence, he was somewhat afraid. Su Qingsang's stomach was still hurting. She endured the pain and stood up straight, staring at Lu Xiangyu's husband. Sir, please don't be unreasonable. Your wife has indeed been discharged from the hospital, but she is not here. She has already paid the hospitalization fees, and the procedures were done according to the normal procedures. You can leave now. If you don't, we can only ask the security to escort you out. In fact, the security guards had finally arrived. Seeing that Lu Xiangyu's husband still wanted to continue, they restrained him together. What happened next was much easier. Everyone saw Lu Xiangyu's husband hit Su Qingsang. Su Qingsang insisted on taking him to the police station. You guys attacked too. Why are you sending me to the police station? Sorry, I'm not from the hospital. Zhang Hausa looked at Lu Xiangyu's husband and said in a slightly cold voice, If you want to sue me, I'll accompany you anytime. Lu Xiangyu's husband still wanted to say something, but he was shocked by the look in Zhang Hausa's eyes. He didn't dare to say anything and the security took him away. Shi Mengwan kept looking at him, her heart beating like a drum. Chapter 297. Su Qingsang noticed Shi Mengwan's gaze and also saw Chen Feifei, who had been looking at Zhang Hausa nervously. She rolled her eyes and took a step forward to stand in front of Zhang Hausa, coincidentally blocking most of Shi Mengwan's sight. Mr. Zhang, thank you so much for today. Mrs. Hua, you're welcome. President Hua and I are friends. Zhang Hausa's expression was indifferent, but Su Qingsang sensed something different. Friends? How could they not be friends? No matter what, I still have to thank you. I'll tell Hu Jinyao. Zhang Hausa nodded, knowing that Su Qingsang had accepted his favor. He was satisfied. Okay. Since there's nothing else, I'll leave first. Take care, Mr. Zhang. Su Qingsang saw Zhang Hausa off and turned around to find Shi Mengwan still looking in that direction. A few nurses and doctors came up to care about Su Qingsang's injury. Su Qingsang waved her hand indicating that she was fine. After everyone left, she stood in front of Shi Mengwan and waved. Mengwan. Qingsang. Shi Mengwan finally looked away after Zhang Hausa left. When she met Su Qingsang's penetrating gaze, she awkwardly averted her gaze and quickly went to pick up the bag that she had dropped. You're not going to the competition? You're back? Yes. Guess what the result of my competition was? Shi Mengwan's eyes were obviously proud when she spoke. Su Qingsang smiled. Result? Guess the bottom? You're so annoying. Shi Mengwan pushed her. Be gentle, I'm injured now. Su Qingsang covered her abdomen with a pained expression. Are you okay? Let me help you back to the office to rest. Okay. Thank you, Designer Shi. Yes. You have to call me that in the future. I won 2 awards this time. Really? Of course it's true. The Best Creative Award and the 2nd place in the finals. Not bad. This competition was national and had a great influence. Shi Mengwan was still very young. Although she didn't win 1st place, it was already very good to win 2nd place. Not bad, right? I bought you a gift to celebrate. Thank you. Su Qingsang went back to the office with Shi Mengwan. Zhou Hongqin, who had just finished his surgery, heard that Su Qingsang had been beaten and hurried over. When he saw Shi Mengwan, there were many things he couldn't say. In the end, he only left behind some external medicine. You're not bad. Shi Mingwan watched as Zhuo Hongchen left with a disappointed look on his face. She's already a married woman, why is the market still so good? As she spoke, Shi Mingwan didn't forget to close the door and gestured for Su Qingsang to take off her clothes so that she could help her apply the medicine. Damn, a married woman is also a beautiful married woman. Su Qingsang was lying on the examination bed with a mischievous look on her face. However, when Shi Mingwan's hand touched her stomach, she couldn't help but let out an ah. Yes, a beautiful married woman with a bruise. TSK, I couldn't tell. Being a doctor is a high-risk occupation. Did you just find out? Su Qingsang looked at her helplessly. He told her about Lu Xiangyu. Shi Mingwan was so furious that she was about to explode. This kind of scum, why do you care about him? We should have called the police and arrested him. Don't worry. He'll be in jail for at least 15 days. Shi Mingwan didn't say anything else. She helped Su Qingsang apply the medicine and spoke casually. Chapter 298. The one just now. Which one? Su Qingsang looked at her and didn't give her the answer. You, Shi Mingwan tightened her grip. You know the answer. Be gentle, be gentle. Are you trying to murder me? Su Qingsang couldn't stand it anymore. Seeing the anticipation and eagerness in Shi Mingwan's eyes, she couldn't help but tell her. I don't know either. But when I went out with Hu Jingyao last time, I happened to meet him. I heard that his surname is Zhang. He seems to be from a good family. Oh. Shi Mingwan relaxed her grip and looked at Su Qingsang, obviously hoping that she would continue. I really don't know much. Su Qingsang couldn't bear to see her friend like this. But I do know one thing. What? The woman next to him is his fiancée. Shi Mingwan's hand stopped. She lowered her head and didn't look at Su Qingsang. Su Qingsang didn't know what expression she had now. Mingwan? I'm fine. Shi Mingwan didn't want to talk about it anymore. So he's engaged? Yes. Su Qingsang listened to her disappointed voice and couldn't bear it. She reached out and patted her on the shoulder. Mingwan, let's forget about it. Whether he is your big brother or not, he is going to get married now. But he is going to get married now or he is already married. How could Shi Mingwan not understand Su Qingsang's words? It had been more than 10 years since they parted. Anything could change. It was understandable that dear brother had another woman by his side. However, she stopped applying medicine, pulled up Su Qingsang's clothes, and put her face on Su Qingsang's legs. I know. But Qingsang, he promised to marry me. Su Qingsang couldn't say anything. Perhaps because she had Hu Jingyao now, she suddenly understood Shi Mingwan's feelings. She sighed in her heart, reached out her hand and patted her back. Mingwan, I asked Hu Jingyao to introduce you to a better man, right? Is that okay? Hu Jingyao's childhood friends were all very outstanding. Maybe Shi Mingwan would slowly let go after meeting a new outstanding man? Shi Mingwan suddenly raised her head and quickly stood up. You said it. I'm waiting. Shi Mingwan didn't want her friend to worry, so she put away all her emotions. Su Qingsang knew that she wouldn't let Zhang Haozi go so easily, so she didn't mention it again. You're back. I have something to tell you. It wasn't convenient to talk about these things over the phone, but now there was a chance. What? Su Qingsang told Shi Mingwan about Xiang Kaiping. Shi Mingwan looked as if she was listening to a story. Are you sure you're not filming a TV show? Shoot a TV show? She wanted to as well. However, it really isn't. Shi Mingwan opened her mouth wide, and in the end, she hooked her arm with a gossipy look on her face. Well, can I visit your mother? What are you talking about? What did he mean by cheap mother? I didn't say anything wrong. Shi Mingwan's perspective was different from Su Qingsang's. I didn't raise you or take care of you. When you're this old, you suddenly appear out of nowhere and pick up such a good daughter, Mingwan. Su Qingsang knew that Shi Mingwan was thinking too much. She was probably thinking of a conspiracy. I've been with her for a few days and I think she can be trusted. Wu Jingyao had the same opinion as her. If you say so, then I have to go see her. Then wait for me to get off work. Chapter 299. Other than Zhuo Hongchen, the hospital leaders and the department director had also come over to show concern before she got off work. They had even asked her if she wanted to take a day off. Su Qingsang couldn't stand the caring gazes and decided to leave work early. When she got home, Hu Jingyao hadn't come back yet. Xiang Kaiping was very happy to see Shi Mingwan. Her daughter had a good husband and good friends, so she was very warm to Shi Mingwan. Wu Jinyao had to work overtime again today. She didn't know what he was busy with during this time. Su Qingsang was used to him going out to socialize from time to time. Shi Mingwan realized that Xiang Kaiping was not bad. She could tell that her mother-daughter love for Su Qingsang was genuine. After dinner, Xiang Kaiping was in a hurry to clean up. Shi Mingwan patted Su Qingsang's arm. According to my appraisal, there's nothing suspicious. That's enough. You can tell just by having a meal? That's a must. Your eyes can't lie. If Xiang Kaiping wasn't Su Qingsang's biological mother, she could only say that her acting skills were too good. However, Shi Mingwan had dealt with many people over the years. Of course, she could tell that Xiang Kaiping wasn't acting just now. She really wanted to be nice to Su Qingsang. I think so too. The more time they spent together, the more Su Qingsang understood Xiang Kaiping. She reckoned that it wouldn't be too long until the day she called her mother. It was only a matter of time. Wu Jinyao didn't notice the wound on Su Qingsang's abdomen until she took a shower that night. Although the medicine was applied, the bruise was still there. It was such a big piece. Wu Jinyao frowned and looked up at Su Qingsang. Don't tell me you accidentally bumped into it. Wu Jinyao, who had once lived a free and unrestrained life, could, of course, tell that the wound was caused by a fist. I was just about to tell you that it was a collision. Su Qingsang didn't think it was a big deal. She didn't want Xiang Kaiping to worry, so she didn't say anything. Who did it? Wu Jinyao was not in the mood to joke with her. His eyes were a little cold. Su Qingsang didn't know whether to laugh or cry at his reaction. What are you doing? You know who did it, don't tell me you still want to help me fight back? So, you were beaten by someone? Wu Jinyao nodded and stared at the large bruise. Tell me who did it. Don't be like this. I'm fine now. Su Qingsang looked down at the wound. It was still a little bruised. Her skin was fair, so such a big bruise looked a little scary. It's true. I feel much better after applying the ointment. I'm fine now. Don't make a fuss. I'm making a fuss? Wu Jinyao narrowed his eyes. Tell me who did it first and I won't make a fuss. I'm really fine. Su Qingsang was a little helpless, so she briefly told him what had happened to Lu Xiangyu. Speaking of which, I'm also unlucky. It just so happened that he was Lu Xiangyu's previous attending doctor. Don't worry, he's already been sent to the police station. He's fine now. Was he really all right? Wu Jinyao thought of something else. Did that person come for you or for the others? Speaking of this, Su Qingsang began to feel that something was wrong. Speaking of which, there were quite a lot of people at that time. It was very chaotic. She didn't know whether it was because of her or something else. Chapter 300. That might not be the case. Wu Jinyao thought a little more than she did. He thought of another thing. Did you say that Zhan Haoze helped you? Yes. Su Qingsang thought of Zhan Haoze and Shi Mingwan. If it weren't for him, I might have been hit a few more times. Maybe I should treat him to a meal next time? I got it. Don't worry about it. Wu Jinyao wasn't like Su Qingsang. Zhan Haoze was obviously trying to be nice to him. The project that Tianyu Group was doing with the Li family and the Chiu family was not a small one. Many companies in Lin City were eyeing it. Although Zhan Haoze didn't want a share of the profits, it didn't mean that he wouldn't want such an opportunity in the future. His ambition was not small. He put this matter aside for now. He was more concerned about Su Qingsang. Does it hurt? Wu Jinyao gently stroked the bruise. There was pain in his eyes as well as a flash of viciousness. No matter whether the other party did it on purpose or not, he wouldn't let it go. It hurts, Su Qingsang admitted it openly. It really hurts. When I was hit in the afternoon, I felt like my stomach was going to explode. Do you dare to do it again? Wu Jinyao raised his head and looked at her. What do you mean by, do I dare to do it again? As the attending physician, I had to explain the situation to the family. Did he listen to you? It's his business that he didn't listen to you. That's not my responsibility, is it? Su Qingsang saw that he was still angry, so she put her arms around his neck and said, All right. I'll be more careful next time. Okay. Do you want to do it again? Wu Jinyao was amused by her words. Yes, it's not your responsibility, but don't you realize that every time something happens you're always the first to do it? There are so many people in your hospital. Why are you always the first to get into trouble? Zhang Mei, Li Rongrong and now Lu Xiangyu were all in his mind. Even if Li Rongrong wasn't mentioned, the other two people were kind enough to save people. Why didn't they end up well in the end? Su Qingsang was speechless. What happened today was really an accident. Normally, most patients are very reasonable with their families. Most of them? It's enough that you met one. Hu Jinyao looked at the wound on her abdomen. No matter how he looked at it, it was an eyesore. I only hit your stomach this time. Where else will I hit next time? For example, a slap on the face or the head. What if he gets hurt? Don't curse me. Wife. I'm not cursing you. I'm telling you that you don't have to rush into some things. There are so many people in your hospital and there are many male doctors, right? Don't stand out next time. There are a lot of male doctors, but there are even more female gynecologists. You think you're right, don't you? Hu Jinyao was annoyed by her and reached out to pinch her face. It hurts. Su Qingsang looked at him, feeling a little wronged. It hurts so much. I'll let you die from the pain. Hu Jinyao was furious, but he still let go of her and applied the ointment for her. He looked very angry, but his movements were very gentle. For some reason, Su Qingsang felt very comfortable looking at him. His hand was hot, warm against her stomach. For some reason, Su Qingsang felt a lot better. All right. Hu Jinyao withdrew his hand. You sleep for a while. I'm going to wash my hands. He went to the bathroom to wash his hands, but he didn't rush out. Instead, he took out his phone and pressed a few numbers. Chapter 301. When Hu Jinyao returned to the room, there was no trace of emotion on his face. He walked to the bed and sat down. His eyes fell on Su Qingsang's face. She had been frowning and looked like she was in pain, but now she was playing with her phone again. Hu Jinyao glanced at it and found that Su Qingsang was chatting with Shi Mengwan. When he came back, Shi Mengwan had already left. So, Hu Jinyao didn't know that Shi Mengwan had been there. He lay down on the bed and wrapped his arms around Su Qingsang's waist. Hu Jinyao's voice sounded in her ear. Chatting with Shi Mengwan? Yes. Shi Mengwan had something that was inconvenient to say just now, but now she could say it. She reminded him of something that he hadn't even noticed. Su Qingsang actually vaguely knew about it, but she had been so busy recently and was shocked by Xiang Caiping's sudden appearance that she had forgotten about it. Omega, what are you talking about? Su Qingsang pulled his hand away from her waist. Although he didn't touch her wound was a little bit below. She reminded me that I must be careful not to let Andy see my father or other members of the Su family. If she really saw them, there would be trouble. Hu Jinyao nodded. On this matter, his attitude was the same as Shi Mengwan's. She's right. It's better not to. I know. Su Qingsang nodded and held Hu Jinyao's hand. I hinted to Auntie. She actually knew it. She wasn't particularly worried about running into them. The Su family's villa was nearly an hour's drive from here, and the Li Corporation was very far from here. During the time that Xiang Caiping had been here, her activities were basically around here. She must have known it. That's good, but it's still better to be safe. If we really run into them, I'm afraid there will be trouble. If Su Qinghui's feelings for Xiang Caiping had been so deep, he might have done something. If that happened, the Li family wouldn't let it go so easily. Especially Li Qianxue and Su Peixian. That can't be helped. Su Qingsang sighed. My mother came from so far away. I can't drive her away. She should be living with me from now on. I also thought that they might run into each other sooner or later. When the time comes, we'll have to deal with whatever comes our way. Hu Jinyao didn't say anything. If that day really came, he would naturally protect his woman and Xiang Caiping. He wouldn't give the Su family or the Li family a chance to cause trouble. Hu Jinyao looked at the email on the screen with a sharp look in his eyes. Su Peixian? She sure had guts. How dare they touch his people? He tapped the table with his fingertips. He wondered if Su Peixian had done it alone, or did Li Qianxue have a part in it? Li Qianxue knew that Xiang Caiping was back? Was he trying to make Su Qingsang leave the hospital? No, this didn't seem like Li Qianxue's actions. It seemed more like something an impulsive and brainless person like Su Peixian would do. If he wanted to know, it was very simple. He just had to make a trip to the Su family. However, Hu Jinyao pressed the internal line. His voice was a little cold. Make some trouble for the Li group. After all, we're still working together. As Hu Jinyao expected, Su Qinghui showed up in less than 2 days. Jinyao, what do you mean by this? Hu Jinyao was considered a junior, and Su Qinghui called him by his name in private. Hu Jinyao glanced at the secretary behind Su Qinghui and waved at her, signaling for her to leave. Chapter 302. What do you think? Su Qinghui was a little annoyed. It's not a big deal, but our two families are cooperating now. Don't you think it's a little unkind of you to do this? The Su family was a respectable family in Lin City, but Hu Jinyao was different. Just because the new mayor Li Junxing was his childhood friend, he actually wanted to trip him up? Although the movement was very small, fortunately he discovered it in time. Otherwise, the consequences would have been somewhat serious. Unkind? I don't think it's me who's unkind, but you? What do you mean? Su Qinghui didn't understand. Hu Jinyao didn't try to be polite with him. He directly put the things he had prepared in front of Su Qinghui. Su Qinghui picked it up and glanced at it. Soon his expression changed. This is impossible. Peijin would never do such a thing. Hu Jinyao stared at the certainty on Su Qinghui's face and suddenly leaned forward a little. That, is Qingsang really your daughter? Su Qinghui looked at Hu Jinyao and seemed a little angry that he had asked such a question. What are you talking about? Of course Qingsang is my daughter. Really? Hu Jinyao nodded and looked at the annoyed look on Su Qinghui's face. Sometimes I wonder if Qingsang is really your daughter. Otherwise, how could you be so biased? So? Are you trying to avenge Su Qingsang? You can even play around with such a cooperation case? So what? Hu Jinyao raised his eyebrows and leaned back in his chair. I have money. No matter how much he earned, it was just a number. But he only has one wife. Su Qinghui took a deep breath. He didn't believe that his son-in-law would be so casual. Hu Jinyao, aren't you afraid that you'll have to explain to the board of directors? If I can't even protect my own wife, how can I help Director Namo earn more money? I think they'll understand. Su Qinghui didn't say anything. He nodded heavily and said, What do you want? I don't have the habit of hitting women. Since we are relatives, I can forget about the company's matter. But Su Peijin, I don't want to let this go. If she had to blame someone, she could only blame Su Peijin for being too blind and making a move on his people. Peijin is Qingsang's older sister. Is that so? Does she see Qingsang as a sister? Hu Jinyao was angry at Su Qinghui's bias. President Su, Mr. Su, let me remind you. Su Peijin is your daughter and so is Su Qingsang. During this period of time, because of their cooperation, the two families had become closer than before. Su Qinghui was his elder, so Hu Jinyao had to respect him. It was the first time he had seen Hu Jinyao being so rude. Then what do you want? You're not thinking of beating Peijin up, are you? How is that possible? I told you I don't hit women. It's Su Peijin? That would be too easy. I want her to come and apologize. Impossible. Su Qinghui knew his daughter's personality very well. Asking Su Peijin to apologize to Su Qingsang was like asking for her life. Then there's nothing to talk about. Hu Jinyao spread his hands with some regret. If that's the case, then I can only continue with the small punishment I'm giving the Li group. Hu Jinyao. Su Qinghui stood up in anger. You can't be so willful. Sorry? I'm just that willful. Hu Jinyao knew all too well what people like Su Peijin cared about. If he didn't make her lose face, how could he make her feel pain? Chapter 303. I'm sorry. That's all I want. No other conditions. Su Qinghui felt a throbbing pain in his forehead. He stared at Hu Jinyao and couldn't believe that he was really so willful. Look, Qingsang is fine. Besides, this was caused by the patient's family. Don't tell me that a small quarrel between children is going to escalate to our company and affect our cooperation? No, this is not a small fight, Hu Jinyao corrected him. Maybe you didn't see Qingsang's injury. It's a big bruise. It makes my heart ache to see it. I don't have any other good points, but I'm very protective. I'm super protective. You don't have to say more. If you have time to talk to me here, why don't you go and persuade Su Peijin to apologize to Qingsang? Su Qinghui knew that there was no turning back. He was extremely annoyed. Hu Jinyao, is this your idea or Qingsang's? My idea is Qingsang's idea. Hu Jinyao wasn't afraid that he would be unhappy. In fact, you should be glad that Mrs. Su didn't participate in this. Otherwise it wouldn't have been so easy. Good, very good. Su Qinghui was angry. He turned around and left without looking back. Hu Jinyao believed that Su Qinghui was a smart man. It was up to him what to do next. When he got home, he found Su Qingsang, Xiang Kaiping, and Sister Lu in the kitchen. He didn't know what they were talking about, but they were laughing happily. Hu Jinyao smiled and looked in the direction of the kitchen. This was a completely different environment from the Hu mansion. It was full of the smoke and fire of the mortal world. There was no big house, no group of servants to keep the house spotless, and no servants would be afraid to speak loudly because Lu Tongjia was at home. But this feeling was more like a home with a human touch. You're back? Su Qingsang saw him standing there from the corner of her eye. She washed her hands and came out. Guess what we're doing today? Making dumplings. Yeah, you saw it. No, I smelled it. He smelled the strong smell of chives as soon as he came in. Su Qingsang said, "You don't eat chives, do you?" "No." "That's good." Su Qingsang smiled and said casually, "You should know that chives are good for your health, especially for men. You should eat more of them." She didn't realize what she had said, but Hu Jinyao narrowed his eyes and looked at her back. Strong sungrass? She really dared to say it? Su Qingsang would know the consequences of saying the wrong thing at night, but she didn't know now. The three women were almost done wrapping the dumplings. They just needed to boil the dumplings. Su Qingsang suggested that Sister Lu stay for dinner as well since there weren't many people there. After he was done, he didn't forget to bring a plate to Sister Wang next door. When they returned, the four of them sat around the dining table. "Come, have some dumplings." Xiang Kaiping was really happy today. She stood up and scooped some dumplings for them. "Auntie, take a seat. We'll do it ourselves." "I'm fine." Xiang Kaiping had been in Lin City for almost half a month. His complexion was much better than when he first arrived. Firstly, he was in a good mood. Secondly, this was his homeland after all. He was more used to staying here. Now that his daughter and son-in-law were by his side, she was very satisfied. "You have to eat more too. You've worked hard at work." Su Qingsang put a dumpling into Hu Jinyao's bowl. She did it casually and didn't notice that Hu Jinyao's eyes darkened. Chapter 304. Su Qingsang was in a good mood after eating dumplings. She watched Sister Lu and Xiang Kaiping clean up the dishes and sat with Xiang Kaiping for a while. They both had to work during the day and were busy with their own things. Xiang Kaiping was bored at home alone. Although Su Qingsang taught Xiang Kaiping how to use electronic devices such as mobile phones and tablets, she found that Xiang Kaiping was not very interested in them. At night, Su Qingsang was about to take a shower, but Hu Jinyao had already followed her into the bathroom. "You want to shower?" "Yes." Hu Jinyao nodded. Su Qingsang put the clothes away and stood aside. "Then you can shower first." "No, honey." Hu Jinyao put his arm around Su Qingsang's waist as he spoke. "We can shower together." "No." Su Qingsang knew Hu Jinyao very well in this aspect. If she showered with him, it would not be a simple shower. Hu Jinyao didn't pay attention to what she said. Instead, he brought her body to stand under the shower. "I think it's necessary." What do you want?" Su Qingsang was shocked by his gaze. Ever since they had sex, the two of them could be considered to be in sync in some aspects. It was because she was too weak and Hu Jinyao was too strong. The two of them were not on the same wavelength. The two of them were quite cooperative, so Su Qingsang hadn't seen Hu Jinyao's wolf-like eyes for a long time. "Honey, you actually asked me to eat more chives today." "And then?" Su Qingsang tried to stand aside. "Is there a problem? You said that chives are for a strong day." Hu Jinyao narrowed his eyes slightly. Looking at Su Qingsang's confused expression, he hugged her body tightly. "Honey, I didn't know until today that you were so dissatisfied with my previous performance." I didn't." Su Qingsang finally understood. She was anxious to explain, but Hu Jinyao did not give her a chance. He used the whole night to prove that he was very healthy and that he did not need to eat chives at all. Su Qingsang wanted to cry but had no tears. She watched Hu Jinyao easily control her with his strong arms. "Do I need to eat chives?" She even asked him to eat more? Was he too bold? "No." Su Qingsang's clothes were gone. "Are you sure I need a strong day?" No. "Do you think there is something wrong with my body?" "No problem. Let me go." Hu Jinyao didn't let go of her. If he didn't hear Su Qingsang's soft and heavy voice ringing in the bathroom, "I won't say it again. Stop. I won't say it again. Stop. No. Jerk. Stop. Don't come again. That. Qingsang." When Su entered the hospital, Su Qingsang's chin. She gritted her teeth and cursed Hu Jinyao in her heart. However, that couldn't alleviate her current condition. Today she even came here in Hu Jinyao's car. Fortunately, there were no surgeries in the morning and only routine ward rounds. Su did not have surgery. Either. He had just sent a pregnant woman off in the afternoon when he saw Su Peijian standing at the door of his office. Su Qingsang was stunned for a moment. She didn't think that Su Peijian's visit was a good thing. She looked around and finally closed the office door. Su Qingsang looked at Su Peijian, a little wary of her appearance. "What's the matter?" Su Peijian stood there. Her face was dark. Chapter 305. Su Peijian was the pride of the world. She grew up surrounded by stars. She came from a good family, was beautiful, and had a high education. Regardless of which aspect it was enough to surpass most ordinary people. She always had a sense of superiority, especially in front of an illegitimate daughter like Su Qingsang. She felt that Su Qingsang was incomparable to her. However, she never thought that one day she would have to bow her head in front of Su Qingsang. And all this was just because she wanted to teach Su Qingsang a little lesson? She thought of what Su Qinghui had said to her before. He said Hu Jinyao's plan and decision. What was this? Based on what? Why should she bow her head to an illegitimate daughter that she didn't like? Not to mention that this illegitimate daughter caused her family to be at odds with each other and her parents to be apart. Su Qingsang watched as Su Peijian's expression changed from time to time. She couldn't figure out why Su Peijian had come here. What can I do for you? It wasn't time for her to get off work yet. There were no patients at the moment. If there were patients, she would be busy. Su Peijian stood there without moving. It was too embarrassing for her to say an apology. Su Qingsang was more and more confused. Her vigilance rose to the highest point. Su Qingsang. Why did she do that? Didn't she just find a man? She just had a man to support her. To put it bluntly, didn't she rely on men? What was the big deal? Let me tell you, even if I apologize to you today, it's not what I meant. Don't try to make me bow my head. Su Qingsang couldn't figure out what he was talking about. What are you trying to say? She apologized to me? Was this world magical? But why? I'm sorry. Su Peijian said this and was about to leave. Su Qingsang was more and more confused. Why are you apologizing to me? She really didn't know that Hu Jinyao had tortured her for a long time yesterday. Hu Jinyao went home to tell her about Lu Xiangyu's husband. However, he was provoked by her theory of leaks and taught her a lesson for the whole night. Finally, he got up in the morning and went to work after eating and drinking. He completely forgot to mention it. He didn't mention it, so Su Qingsang naturally didn't know. Now that she heard Su Peijian's apology, she was confused. Su Qingsang, I'm warning you, don't be so shameless. Su Peijian was sure that Su Qingsang did it on purpose. She was obviously pretending. This made Su Peijian even angrier. She hated Su Qingsang even more. She would remember today's humiliation. One day she would pay Su Qingsang back for what she had suffered. Su Qingsang was confused. How could she be so shameless? She didn't even know what was going on, okay? Seeing her like that, Su Peijian was not willing to stay any longer. After glaring at her hatefully, he quickly left. Before he left, he even forgot his demeanor and slammed the door shut. Su Qingsang became more and more confused because of his actions. Had Su Peijian taken the wrong medicine today? At night, Su Qingsang looked at Hu Jinyao, who was lying next to her, and quickly raised her hand to stop him from moving any further. Don't come. It's uncomfortable. Hu Jinyao was stunned for a moment. He didn't plan to do anything today, but Su Qingsang's defensive look made him feel amused. Chapter 306. Rogue. Su Qingsang gritted her teeth. She knew that this guy would do what he said. Don't come. I really can't take it. Wife. I realize that you've been married for almost half a year. Why haven't you improved at all? You're still so weak. You're weak. Your whole family is weak. Su Qingsang realized that she had said something wrong. Sure enough, Hu Jinyao suddenly turned over and pressed on top of her. He pinched her chin and said, I'm weak? Not weak, not weak. Su Qingsang shook her head quickly. My whole family is weak. He put his big hand on her waist. The threat was quite obvious. No, I'm weak. Su Qingsang was really afraid of him. You're not weak. She was really afraid of him. She was afraid that he would accidentally do it again. You're right about one thing. Hu Jinyao looked at her with a teasing expression. You're really the weakest in my family. Su Qingsang blushed. She turned over and ignored Hu Jinyao. Hu Jinyao held her body in his arms. Okay, you're not weak. I'm too strong, okay? You're still talking about it? Su Qingsang slapped his hand hard. Okay, let's not talk about it. Let's sleep. Hu Jinyao saw Su Qingsang's guarded face. He said helplessly, Don't worry, I'm really just going to sleep. Is that okay? Su Qingsang was already immune to his teasing words. She closed her eyes and went to sleep, completely ignoring him. Hu Jinyao looked at her sleeping face and was more and more satisfied. He didn't know if his slightly weak wife had noticed that she had been more and more relaxed and comfortable in front of him recently. She was cold at the beginning, but later she accepted him. Occasionally she would show some girlish shyness in front of him, and now she would occasionally throw tantrums at him. Her words and actions were getting more and more casual. She didn't notice, but he did. He couldn't help but lean over and kiss her on the lips. He was more and more satisfied with this wife. Su Qingsang was disturbed by his kiss and couldn't fall asleep smoothly. She suddenly thought of what happened during the day and covered his lips with her hand. Stop it. I'm so sleepy. She didn't sleep much yesterday and he still bullied her like this. It was too much, wasn't it? Alright, I'll stop fooling around. Go to sleep. Hua Jinyao knew that he had gone too far yesterday. He had planned to let her have a good rest today. Su Qingsang was relieved. She yawned and was about to fall asleep when she suddenly opened her eyes and looked at Hua Jinyao. Hua Jinyao, by the way, something strange happened today. What strange thing? Su Qingsang thought about Su Peijian's performance today. She really didn't understand what she was doing today. She told Hua Jinyao what had happened today. Su Qingsang raised her eyebrows and said, "Why is she apologizing to me?" Hua Jinyao curled up the corner of his mouth. Was it so difficult to say sorry? It seemed like the lesson was too light. Hua Jinyao. Su Qingsang couldn't help but call him again when he didn't respond. I'm fine. Just take it that she's crazy. If Su Peijian heard what Hua Jinyao said, she would probably vomit blood in anger. Su Qingsang didn't understand. Looking at the strange smile on Hua Jinyao's face, she felt that he had something to do with it. You didn't do something again, did you? How could that be? Hua Jinyao wrapped his arms around her waist and rubbed her neck. Honey, I see that you're very energetic. Why don't we? I'm out of energy. Su Qingsang stopped asking. She closed her eyes and went to sleep. Chapter 307. Su Peijian smashed the glass in her hand onto the floor. The expensive crystal glass shattered into pieces. There were other people sitting in the private room, all of whom were Su Peijian's friends. Qiu Junjie was also here today. She looked at Su Peijian and sneered. What are you doing? If you're really upset, go find the person who made you suffer. Why are you behaving like this in front of us? Su Peijian turned around and glared at her. She did hate Su Qingsang for making her lose face, but she hated Qiu Yanba the most. If Qiu Yanba hadn't had a change of heart, she wouldn't have become like this. Even though she had broken off the engagement with Qiu Yanba, she couldn't avenge herself. After all, the Li family and the Qiu family were working together in too many fields. She couldn't do whatever she wanted. What? Are you upset that I'm telling you the truth? Qiu Junjie picked up the glass and poured herself a glass of wine. If you're really capable, go find Su Qingsang. Don't lose your temper here. It's useless. Qiu Junjie, don't go too far. Don't cross the line. Su Peijian sat down. Do you think I don't know? You don't want Su Qingsang to have an easy time. Yes. I don't want her to have an easy time. Qiu Junjie didn't like Su Qingsang either. But I won't be like you, getting caught even after making a move. Don't you think you deserve it? Su Peijian's expression was quite ugly. Luo Meishan and Song Yoha, who came with her, couldn't be compared to these two. Neither of them spoke. Don't make it sound so nice. Do you mean you have a better way to deal with Su Qingsang? Of course. I think you're mad at my brother. Why don't you think about what Su Qingsang is so proud of now? Hua Jinyao. She didn't need to say it. If Hua Jinyao hadn't protected Su Qingsang, she, an illegitimate daughter, wouldn't have been so arrogant. Then it's settled. Qiu Junjie sighed. You just need to find someone to take Hua Jinyao down. Su Qingsang won't do. That's impossible. Hua Jinyao seemed to dote on Su Qingsang. Speaking of this, she felt her teeth ache. As expected, she was an illegitimate daughter who couldn't be seen in public. All she knew was how to do was to seduce men. What's impossible about it? Qiu Junjie's expression carried a hint of mockery. I said that you are blinded by a leaf. Which man didn't like the new and disliked the old? Right now it was just a novelty. As time goes by, I don't believe that Hua Jinyao will be willing to spend the rest of his life with such an indifferent woman. Su Peijian was silent. She didn't believe that Su Qingsang was charming. She believed that Hua Jinyao wouldn't be easily swayed. I went to Rong City a few days ago because I had something to do. Qiu Junjie moved closer to Su Qingsang. There was a hint of schadenfreude in her eyes. I heard something very interesting. What? Qiu Junjie looked at Su Peijian and suddenly sat down beside her. She put her face close to Su Peijian's ear and whispered softly. Su Peijian's eyes slowly widened at her words. Finally, she turned to look at her. Are you serious? Chapter 308. Su Peijian stopped talking. If that was the case, it would be interesting. Su Qingsang was probably still in the dark, wasn't she? After calming down, she once again became the eldest daughter of the Su family. Picking up the glass, he poured himself a glass of wine and clinked glasses with Chiu Junjio. Regardless of the outcome, I thank you in advance. You're welcome. Chiu Junjio nodded her head and said straightforwardly, I don't want your illegitimate daughter to be complacent. You should know that there are rules in this world, don't you think so? Of course. Su Peijian understood what Chiu Junjio meant. The Chiu family also had an illegitimate child. If these illegitimate sons and daughters were allowed to roam around, wouldn't it be a mess? The sound of crystal wine glasses clinking could be heard in the private room. Su Peijian smiled. Su Qingsang, let us just watch. It was early winter in Lin City and the weather was getting colder. In the blink of an eye it was Christmas Eve. When Su Qinghui returned home that day, he saw that Li Qianxue was busy decorating the house. Su Qinghui looked at the decorations and suddenly remembered that Christmas was coming. Christmas was a special day not only because it was a holiday but also because it was Su Peijian's birthday. It's a little higher over there. Li Qianxue looked ahead and gestured for the servant to raise it higher. Seeing Su Qinghui come in, she turned around and asked, Why are you back so early today? Who did you invite to Peijian's birthday party tomorrow? Every year, Su Peijian's birthday party was considered a big event. Other than business friends of the Li family, she would also invite some daughters of aristocratic families who were on good terms with Su Peijian. Just like in previous years, we've invited almost everyone. Su Peijian's birthday party had been held for many years, so Li Qianxue was familiar with it. Su Qinghui was quite sure of Li Qianxue's talent in this area. However, things were different this year. Invite Hu Jingyao and Su Qingsang too. Li Qianxue's expression turned ugly for a moment. She suddenly curled the corners of her lips. He looked at Su Qinghui sarcastically. You didn't invite him in the past years. Why are you inviting him this year? Su Qingsang didn't get married in the past. She is getting married this year. She was married to Hu Jingyao. What do you think? This isn't a big banquet. It was just to invite some of Peijian's friends over for a get-together. Do you really have to ask Su Qingsang to come and make things difficult for Peijian? How can this be a hindrance? Speaking of which, Qingsang was also Peijian's sister. Not to mention now, enough. Li Qianxue glared at her husband. A few days ago you forced Peijian to bow down to that girl. Do you think I didn't know? What? Are you trying to flatter Su Qingsang now? Don't even think about it. Can you be a little more reasonable? Tianyu Group is now working with the Li Corporation. Even if you don't want to see Su Qingsang, you should think about Hu Jingyao, right? You know very well whether it's because of Hu Jingyao or because you care about Su Qingsang. Li Qianxue snorted coldly. Anyway, I don't want to invite Su Qingsang to my daughter's birthday party. If you want to invite me, you can just hold another banquet. You? Su Qinghui nodded heavily. Unreasonable. Seeing Su Qinghui leave without looking back, Li Qianxue's face grew darker and darker. She didn't have the magnanimity to invite Su Qingsang. Chapter 309. Su Yusin had just entered the door when he heard the argument. Mom? After thinking about it, he stepped forward and stood in front of Li Qianxue. I'm back. Yusin, you're back? It's your sister's birthday party tomorrow. You came back just in time. Help me see which one is better. Li Qianxue was about to walk towards the coffee table when Su Yusin blocked her way. Mom, I think what Dad said just now makes sense. Yusin, Mom, Su Qingsang is also a member of this family. After all, her identity is different now. Giving her face is actually giving Hu Jingyao and Tianyu Group face. Don't you agree? Although Su Yusin had made mistakes in the affairs of men and women, as the heir of the Su family, he naturally knew what was going on in the business world. Even though he hadn't attended the banquet held by Tianyu Group for Su Qingsang, someone had told him about it. On the one hand he was happy for Su Qingsang, but on the other hand he was worried about her. Could she really adapt to the change of her identity so quickly? There was an opportunity in front of him. No matter what, he had to convince Li Qianxue. Mom, don't be angry. Listen to me. Su Qingsang had no idea that she was being watched. Recently, she had been researching a topic with her teacher. In fact, if she could, she didn't just want to be a postgraduate student and continue her life in this hospital. If possible, she still wanted to continue her PhD. If she could go abroad for further studies and learn more advanced technology, that would be even better. Hu Jingyao couldn't stand it anymore when she was busy. In the first place, a doctor's time was not fixed. It was impossible for the pregnant woman to pick a time to give birth. Not only did Su Qingsang often have to work night shifts, but she also had accidents from time to time. As the doctor's family member, he had tried his best to endure it. Now, Su Qing-sang and her teacher were working on some kind of research project. Every day when she got home and ate, she would rush into the study to look for information and documents. She had completely forgotten about her husband. Look at her, every day after she was done with work, she would fall asleep, completely ignoring her bitter husband. Honey. Su Qing-sang had been sitting in front of the computer for nearly 2 hours. Huo Jinyao was standing in front of her, but he didn't even notice. Honey. Huo Jinyao called her again. Su Qing-sang seemed to have finally noticed him. Wait a minute, let me finish reading this part first. Honey. Huo Jinyao sounded a little sad. Was he not as good as Su Qing-sang's information? Something was not right. He looked in the mirror when he woke up this morning, and he was still as handsome as ever. Don't be noisy. Su Qing-sang was so absorbed in watching that she completely ignored Huo Jinyao. Huo Jinyao touched his nose and counted in his mind. Su Qing-sang had ignored him for about 7 days. Got it right? From the looks of it, he had no choice but to go all out. He walked behind the table and picked Su Qing-sang up. Su Qing-sang let out a low cry and patted him on the shoulder. Huo Jinyao, what are you doing? I haven't saved my information yet. It's okay. You won't get lost. Huo Jinyao carried her and walked outside. That's enough. Xiang Kaiping was still there. Huo Jinyao acted as if he didn't hear her and carried her straight back to the room. Auntie is an experienced person. I believe she can understand. Huo Jinyao. Su Qing-sang couldn't call him. I'll be done soon. Don't worry, I won't take up too much of your time. As he spoke, Huo Jinyao was about to take off Su Qing-sang's clothes. Su Qing-sang's phone suddenly rang. Huo Jinyao didn't want to pay attention to it, but Su Qing-sang had already seen the name on the screen. Chapter 310. Su Qinghui. Those 3 words made Su Qing-sang feel the hair on her back stand on end. Su Qing-sang picked up the phone under Huo Jinyao's protesting gaze. She hung up after a few words. Honey. Huo Jinyao was about to continue when Su Qing-sang stopped his hand. Stop it. She sat up and thought about the phone call. My dad called me and asked me to attend Su Peijian's birthday party. Oh. Huo Jinyao's hand was still trying to fight with Su Qing-sang's clothes. Huo Jinyao. Could he be more serious? Don't move. Huo Jinyao knew that he couldn't continue now. He sat up straight and asked, Do you want to go? It's not about whether I want to or not. My dad actually called me and asked me to attend Su Peijian's birthday party? Do you think I can refuse? If you don't want to go, then don't go. What's wrong with that? The Li family and the Su family were powerful now. So what? Tianyu was not weaker than them. Su Qing-sang didn't say anything. She thought about it a little more. It doesn't seem right not to go. There's nothing wrong with it. Huo Jinyao touched Su Qing-sang's waist as he spoke. Don't worry. They don't dare to offend you now. Su Qing-sang glanced at him impatiently and successfully made Huo Jinyao put his hand down. That's easy for you to say. So you mean you want to go? Tomorrow is Su Peijian's birthday. Su Qing-sang thought of Su Peijian. Speaking of which, my birthday is only 1 day away from hers. Su Peijian's birthday was Christmas. After Christmas it would be her birthday. Honey. Huo Jinyao turned his face to look at her and said teasingly, Honey, are you reminding me not to forget your birthday present the day after tomorrow? Who told him that? Su Qing-sang couldn't help but roll her eyes at him. Huo Jinyao held her shoulders tightly in his arms. His voice was firm. Honey, I will never forget your birthday. Don't worry, I will remember it and prepare a birthday present. Actually, I don't care about my birthday anymore. Su Qing-sang thought about her life in the Su family. I've never celebrated my birthday in all these years, and I've never received a birthday present. Every year he would watch Su Peijian's birthday celebration at Christmas. Li Qianxue would invite a group of people to celebrate and throw a party for Su Peijian. What about her? Even if it was Su Peijian's birthday, she wasn't allowed to appear in the banquet hall, much less remember her birthday. She was the shame of the Su family and the Li family. She was self-aware. Not only would she not show up, she would even take the initiative to hide in her room that day. After the excitement of Christmas the day before, no one would remember that the Su family had another daughter, Su Qing-sang, who was born a day after Su Peijian. Su Qing-sang wanted to say that she had gotten used to it after all these years. Her body was suddenly pulled into Huo Jinyao's arms. Su Qing-sang's face was pressed against his chest, feeling his firm and warm embrace and his steady and powerful heartbeat. She didn't feel wronged at first, but at this moment, her eyes suddenly felt a little sore. I'm fine. Really. She took a deep breath and smelled his pleasant, masculine scent. She said softly, I've been fine for a long time. Only when she was a child would she want the attention of adults. Now she was past that age. To her, the love and care of her parents were not essential anymore. Chapter 311. Hua Jinyao hugged Su Qingsang tightly. Her heart had been wrapped in layers of ice because of her childhood experiences. Even though she seemed to have accepted him on the surface, he knew that she still had some reservations about him in her heart. Just like how she had never been able to call Xiang Kaiping mother. She was unwilling to call him husband in bed, and she rarely even called him by his name. In her heart, she had a sense of propriety and distance from everyone. I'm really fine. Because Hua Jinyao didn't let go of her, Su Qingsang had to move away from his arms. You see, I don't have anyone to celebrate my birthday with me. I'm already so old. It's just a birthday. It doesn't matter if I don't celebrate it or not. Hua Jinyao still didn't speak and just stared at her. Don't look at me like that. Su Qingsang was a little scared by Hua Jinyao's gaze. It's getting late. Let's sleep. Okay. Hua Jinyao nodded and didn't rush to take off Su Qingsang's clothes like before. He hugged Su Qingsang and simply closed his eyes to sleep. Just sleep. Although Su Qingsang had decided to go to Su Peijian's birthday party, she didn't plan to be in the limelight. So she didn't even prepare clothes. She only planned to go after work. However, before she got off work, Hua Jinyao came to pick her up. First, he politely went to Director Qin to ask for leave, then left with Su Qingsang. What are you doing? Su Qingsang didn't know what Hua Jinyao was going to do until she arrived. It was the same people from the last party. Hua Jinyao asked them to style her and pick out a dress for her. Unlike the white dress last time, this time Hua Jinyao chose a red dress for her. The chiffon fabric clung to her body, accentuating her graceful curves. The red also made her look sexy and gorgeous. This time, Hua Jinyao not only put on a set of more expensive and luxurious ruby jewelry for her, but also brought her wedding ring and put it on her. Su Qingsang looked at the pigeon egg on her hand and for a moment, she wondered if her fingers would break. This ring is actually real, right? Last time he lied to her that it was fake and said it was an imitation. Yes. Hua Jinyao looked at his wife's outfit and nodded in admiration. Perfect. Su Qingsang only glanced at the mirror, then turned her eyes away. Are you planning to take me to their place to make a scene? Wrong. Hua Jinyao hooked his arm around hers and walked out with her. I'm going to show your father and Mrs. Su how blind they were. It wasn't the first time Su Qingsang knew that Hua Jinyao's mouth could be deadly, but she hadn't experienced it for a long time. All right. This feeling was not bad. The car stopped outside the Su family's villa. The banquet was about to begin and many guests had already arrived. Sitting in the car, Su Qingsang took a deep breath and said, Hua Jinyao, I'm thinking, should I go back and change? Su Peijian was the star of the banquet today. It didn't seem right for her to steal the limelight. Moreover, Su Peijian already disliked her. Honey. Hua Jinyao squeezed her hand. I want you to remember one thing. What? You're not just the illegitimate daughter of the Su family, you're also my wife. The wife of the president of Tianyu Group. After that, without giving Su Qingsang a chance to regret, he got out of the car and went to the other side to open the car door for Su Qingsang. Chapter 312. Su Peijian was in a good mood that day. She received a gift from her parents early in the morning. Although she received it every year, her parents' love still made her feel happy. Her younger brother, Su Yusin, was also there today. He specially asked for leave from school to celebrate her birthday with her. The family had lunch together at noon, and in the evening, it was time for her to get together with her group of friends. Of course, it was also necessary to use this time every year to connect with some families. But this joy only lasted until she saw Su Qingsang appear. Su Peijian's facial features were gorgeous. She liked to wear red and she had always liked it. The last time she went to the Tianyu Group's banquet, she wore a red dress. Many people in Lin City knew about her hobby. Therefore, on an occasion like today, no one would be stupid enough to wear the same red as her. But there was one person who not only wore it, but also wore it even more dazzling than her. Su Qingsang entered the door and found that her clothes clashed with Su Peijian's. Although it was only a clashing color, the jewelry she was wearing was obviously better than the other person's. Su Qingsang suddenly felt a little embarrassed. She subconsciously looked at Hua Jinyao. Hua Jinyao held her hand firmly. Honey, look ahead. Hua Jinyao. Did he really not notice Su Peijian's murderous gaze? Honey, don't worry. They won't dare to eat you. Hua Jinyao's expression was indifferent. He held Su Qingsang's hand and walked to Su Peijian. Su Qingsang had no choice but to give her the gift she had prepared. Sister, happy birthday. Su Peijian's face turned green. Sister? Who is your sister? Where did you get the face to call me big sister? And where did you get the face to wear such a bright red dress at my birthday party? If this wasn't a deliberate slap in the face, what was? She was angry, very angry. Her chest kept rising and falling. Looking at the box that Su Qingsang handed over, she raised her hand and was about to knock it away. Thank you, sister. But a hand on the side took it one step faster than her. Su Yusin looked at Su Qingsang, took the gift from her hand and smiled at her. Thank you, second sister. Your? Whose second sister? Su Peijian glared at her younger brother. Su Yusin smiled at her, but there was a hint of disapproval in his eyes. Eldest sister, second sister and second brother-in-law are here to celebrate your birthday. You should be very happy, right? Su Qinghui was still watching them from behind, and there were so many guests watching them. If Su Peijian did anything drastic, it would attract a lot of attention. I'm happy. Why was she happy? Big sister. Su Yusin was a little helpless. He moved his face closer to Su Peijian. There are cameras. The corners of Su Peijian's mouth twitched. Yes, she would hire a cameraman for her birthday every year. Today was no exception. She took back the sarcasm that was about to come out of her mouth and stiffly reached out to take the gift from Su Yusin's hand. She turned to look at Su Qingsang and said, "Thank you." The word "thank you" was squeezed out through gritted teeth. Su Qingsang acted as if she didn't feel it and nodded graciously. You're welcome. Li Qianxue, who was about to go downstairs, happened to see this scene. She stood at the top of the stairs and turned to look at Su Qinghui beside her. Her eyes were sharp and cold. Chapter 313. Su Qinghui didn't look too happy either. He felt that Hua Jinyao had flattered Su Qingsang too much. Not going to say anything? Or maybe this is what you want to see. As Li Qianxue spoke, she suddenly turned her face to Su Qinghui. Su Qinghui, you've been ignoring Su Qingsang and ignoring her for so many years. You've been waiting for this day, haven't you? What nonsense are you spouting? Su Qinghui glanced at Hua Jinyao, who was leading Su Qingsang to the long dining table and attentively getting food for her. Su Qinghui frowned as he looked at Su Peijian's pale face. Is that nonsense? Li Qianxue leaned closer to him and said in a slightly cold voice, that woman can't come back now. Otherwise, I would really like to let her see how sad she feels after being neglected by you for so many years. Li Qianxue. Su Qinghui glared at her. Don't mention her in front of me. You want to say that I'm not worthy again? Li Qianxue sneered. Whether I'm worthy or not, the one standing in front of you right now is me. Su Qinghui, I don't care if it's any other time, but you'd better remember who you are today. If you ruin Peijian's birthday, I won't let it go so easily. After saying this, Li Qianxue lifted the corner of her dress, raised her head and walked downstairs. That was because Hua Jinyao was standing next to Su Qingsang almost every step. Some of the young ladies who didn't get along with Su Qingsang before and wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to make things difficult for her also became obedient. When they saw that old Master Li had called Hua Jinyao away, Su Qingsang was alone. Although this was Su Qingsang's home, she didn't have the habit of wandering around. Hua Jinyao was called away by old Master Li. She took a glass of juice and was about to sit in the rest area for a while. Just as she was halfway there, someone bumped into her arm. He accidentally spilled the drink in his hand. She was holding a glass of juice, and now with the wine, more than half of it was spilled on her chest. Su Qingsang turned around and saw that the person standing in front of her was Qiu Junjiu. I'm really sorry I accidentally bumped into you. Qiu Junjiu had seen Su Qingsang just now. To be honest, she had never liked Su Qingsang. When she saw Su Qingsang in a red dress like Su Peijian, she felt even more uncomfortable. She could have stayed out of it. After all, she knew very well that Su Qingsang's days of glory were numbered. However, looking at Hua Jinyao standing in front of Su Qingsang from beginning to end, with the look of a madman protecting his wife, she suddenly felt a little uncomfortable. She had a good relationship with He Shenyao, and He Shenyao was hurt by Hua Jinyao because of Su Qingsang. What made her even angrier was that Su Qingsang had seduced her brother, even though she was married. It was simply intolerable. At this moment, she was smiling at Su Qingsang with a glass of wine in her hand. She said she was sorry, but there was no sign of apology on her face. Su Qingsang looked at Qiu Junjiu, then at herself. She raised her chin slightly and looked at Qiu Junjiu. Such a big glass of juice can contain so much. Is this carelessness? What's wrong? Is Mrs. Hui angry? Chiu Jun smiled at Su Qingsang. Well, so what if the red dress was beautiful? After drinking more than half a cup of juice, he looked very embarrassed. Chapter 3:14. Did Su Qingsang really think that she could gain the approval of everyone here just because she was here? Did she really think that she could be the crown prince just because she wore the imperial robe? Ridiculous. How naive. Apologize. Su Qingsang looked at Chiu Junjie and said calmly. What did you say? Chiu Junjie's eyes widened as if she did not hear her clearly. I said apologize. Chiu Junjie pretended to laugh and turned to look at Luo Meishan and Song Yoha. They had been watching from afar and walked over when they saw that Chiu Junjie had really bumped into them. Did you guys notice? Some people, when their identities change, their personalities change as well. Luo Meishan stood at the side and smiled. Of course. After all, some people used to be crows. Now that they have risen to the top, they think they are phoenixes. Isn't that right? Song Yoha also covered her mouth and chuckled. She glanced at Su Qingsang and said, It's a pity that some people are still crows and can never become phoenixes. Su Qingsang finally realized that these two women were here to pick a fight. Li Qianxue, who was chatting with someone in the distance, naturally saw the conflict. She frowned slightly but did not want to interfere. If Su Qingsang could not handle a small problem, Hu Jinyao would soon get tired of such a useless woman. Su Qingsang could feel the gazes of the people around her. She was still holding the glass of fruit juice. She looked at Chiu Junjie and said, Miss Chiu, are you not going to apologize for your behavior? What did you say? Apologize. Why should I apologize? Chiu Junjie spread her hands and looked a little arrogant. I'm sorry, I don't have the habit of apologizing. Really? Su Qingsang nodded and looked at Chiu Junjie's face. Before Chiu Junjie could react, Su Qingsang threw the glass of juice in her hand at her. It landed on Chiu Junjie's chest, where Su Qingsang had wet the fruit juice. You. Chiu Junjie stared at Su Qingsang with her eyes wide open. She could not believe that an illegitimate daughter would be so arrogant. Su Qingsang, how dare you? Why wouldn't I dare? Su Qingsang stood perfectly straight. Her straight back and slightly raised chin showed her pride. Chiu Junjie was furious. She raised the wine glass in her hand and wanted to throw it back at Su Qingsang, but Su Qingsang grabbed her hand faster than her. Then, she saw her snatch the wine glass in her hand with a rather quick movement, and directly smashed the glass of wine on her face. Chiu Junjie closed her eyes as the red wine splashed on her face. She lost her elegance and carelessly wiped her face a few times. Her face was dry but the stain was still there. It was wet and uncomfortable. What made her even angrier was that she had been humiliated. She glared at Su Qingsang. Su Qingsang, how dare you? Su Qingsang put the glass on the table next to her and said, Yeah, I dare. Since she dared to come up and find trouble, why should he give her any face? Chiu Junjie's chest heaved violently. Without thinking, she raised her hand to slap Su Qingsang. Su Qingsang took a step back, not wanting Chiu Junjie to hit her. Chiu Junjie's hand missed. She stepped forward again, determined to teach Su Qingsang a lesson. Chapter 3:15. Yusin. Su Yusin stood there. He was a 17 or 18-year-old boy with a childish face. But he could already foresee what he would look like when he grew up. Sister Junjie. Su Yusin grabbed Chiu Junjie's hand. He didn't use much force, but Chiu Junjie couldn't break free at all. No matter what, this is our Su family's banquet. You hit someone at our Su family's banquet. Are you looking down on our Su family? Chiu Junjie's face turned cold. She glared at Su Yusin. I hit someone? Why didn't you see what she did? I saw it. Su Yusin let go of Chiu Junjie's hand and took a step back, standing in front of Su Qingsang. But I saw what you did too. Su Qingsang looked at Su Yusin, touched. She wasn't afraid of Chiu Junjie hitting her. If she really hit her, she wouldn't be able to avoid it. Even if she couldn't, she had ways to protect herself. But Su Yusin's protection warmed her. She looked at Su Yusin gratefully. Li Qianxue, who was in the distance, happened to see this scene, and her shrewd eyes flashed with sharpness. Su Qinghui and Hu Jinyao had gone to the study with old Master Li and weren't there. Su Peijian saw it too. Her face darkened, her hand holding the cup clenched into a fist. What do you mean? Chiu Junjie didn't miss the looks from the people around her. The Chiu family and the Su family were old friends, but Su Yusin was humiliating her. Nothing. Su Yusin's voice was soft. Sister Junjio, your clothes are wet. Why don't you go upstairs and change? You, Sister Junjio? Su Yusin took a step forward as he spoke. My second brother-in-law isn't here now. If he comes down later and sees my sister like this, what do you think he will do? He said this very softly, leaning against Cho Junjio. Cho Junjio immediately understood what he meant. Her face turned pale. You? Su Yusin smiled. Cho Junjio couldn't lose her temper. She stomped her feet and turned to leave. Su Yusin sighed after she left. He saw Su Peijian's unhappy face from afar. He touched his nose and turned to look at Su Qingsang. Second sister, are you all right? I'm fine. Thank you. Su Qingsang smiled at him gratefully. Su Yusin stared at the puddle of juice stains on her clothes. Second sister, go upstairs and change your clothes. All right. Su Qingsang nodded. Before she could go upstairs, Old Master Li led Su Qinghui and Hua Jinyao downstairs. Hua Jinyao noticed Su Qingsang's condition and frowned. He quickly walked up to Su Qingsang. His eyes fell on the obvious stain on her chest. There was no playfulness in his eyes. What happened? Nothing. Su Qingsang shook her head. I accidentally knocked over a glass of juice. Accidentally knocking over a glass of juice? Hua Jinyao looked around and finally looked at Su Qingsang. The serious look on his face disappeared, and he took out a handkerchief from his pocket and wiped it on her clothes. Why are you so careless? Su Qingsang seemed to be a little embarrassed, but Hua Jinyao didn't mind. He looked at the stain that obviously couldn't be wiped clean and frowned. I can't clean it. Let's go back. All right. She had been here and been in the limelight. She really didn't want to stay here anymore. Chapter 316. Let's go. Hua Jinyao paused for a moment as he spoke. He took off his suit jacket and put it on Su Qingsang. Before leaving, he didn't forget to bid farewell to Old Master Li with Su Qingsang. After getting into the car, Hua Jinyao turned on the air conditioner and raised the temperature. Are you cold? I'm not cold. Hua Jinyao nodded and casually said, Your brother is not bad. Yusin? Su Qingsang paused for a moment, then nodded. Yes, Yusin is not bad. He shouldn't know what just happened, right? He shouldn't know, right? Looking at the road ahead, Hua Jinyao thought that Su Qinghui was a good man. Although Su Peijian wasn't much, Su Yusin looked like a promising talent. He would probably be a good opponent when he grew up. How is your relationship with him? Not bad. Their relationship wasn't that good before, but after what happened last time, their relationship had become much closer. That's good. Su Qingsang looked at Hua Jinyao and felt that there was a hidden meaning in his words. However, he didn't think too much about it. Actually, Yusin is quite pitiful. Pitiful? How is he pitiful? My dad said that boys need to gain experience, so we didn't move out until we were in university. Only Su Yusin lived on campus in junior high. Although he can come back on the weekends, my dad has arranged a lot of homework for him during the winter and summer holidays. These homework naturally referred to some business matters. It could be seen that Su Qinghui valued his son very much, but he was also very strict with him. Hua Jinyao was focused on driving, thinking about Su Qingsang's words. Xiang Kaiping woke up early that morning. When she saw Su Qingsang, she smiled brightly. Qingsang, you're awake? Morning. It's getting late. Xiang Kaiping walked over with a smile and took Su Qingsang's hand. Qingsang, happy birthday. Thank you. I cooked a bowl of longevity noodles for you. Eat before you go to work. Sure. Su Qingsang did not refuse. When she saw the genuine concern in Xiang Caiping's eyes, she only felt very warm. Thank you, Auntie. Silly child, what are you thanking me for? The two of them went to the dining room together. Xiang Kaiping brought out the noodles. After today, Qingsang will be 1 year older. I wish you good health and safety. Thank you, Auntie. Su Qingsang was a little touched. She sat down on the chair and looked at the bowl of steaming noodles. Her nose suddenly felt a little sour. Using the excuse of eating noodles, she lowered her head and blinked her eyes, trying her best to hold back the urge to cry. How does it taste? I rolled it myself. I don't know if you'll like it. Xiang Kaiping spoke carefully, but there was a hint of sadness in her voice. Her daughter was already so big, but she had never celebrated her birthday with her. Speaking of which, Xiang Caiping's heart was filled with self-blame and regret. He regretted that he shouldn't have been angry with Su Qinghui. He regretted not taking Su Qingsang with him. Even if it was tough and tiring, at least her daughter was still by her side. Su Qingsang kept her head down. This was the first time she had tasted the noodles made by her mother. Most importantly, she didn't have to spend this birthday alone anymore. Thinking of this, Su Qingsang suddenly raised her head. Auntie, where's Hu Jinyao? I don't know. He left early in the morning. Chapter 317. After eating the noodles, Xiang Kaiping saw that Su Qingsang still had to go out. It's your birthday today. Why do you have to go to work? Yeah. It's not the weekend and it's not New Year's Day. Su Qingsang put on her coat and smiled when she met Xiang Caiping's indignant gaze. It's okay. What's the big deal about going to work? When I was a graduate student, I stayed in the hospital for a week to do a research project. I didn't even have a holiday on New Year's Day, not to mention my birthday. The heartache on Xiang Caiping's face became even more obvious. Su Qingsang also realized that she had said the wrong thing. She stepped forward and hugged Xiang Kaiping. Auntie, thank you for today. Xiang Kaiping hugged Su Qingsang tightly before letting go. Okay, go to work. I'll cook something delicious for you when you come back. Okay. Su Qingsang nodded. The moment she turned around, she made a decision in her heart. The hospital was busy every day even though it was just Christmas yesterday. At noon, there was a car accident 2 streets away from the hospital. The car accident caused serious injuries to 7 or 8 people. One of them was a pregnant woman. As soon as Su Qingsang stepped into the office, she forgot about her birthday. Especially after receiving the pregnant woman. She followed Director Zhang, Director Qin, and 2 other doctors in the operating room for a few hours. Finally, they succeeded in saving the pregnant woman and the child. When she came out of the operating room, Su Qingsang was so hungry that her chest was sticking to her back. Still, she finished the surgery report and handed over all her work. Before leaving work, she took out her phone and saw that there were more than a dozen missed calls. Except for one from Xiang Kaiping, the rest were from Hu Jinyao. Just as she was about to call Hu Jinyao back, a large bouquet of roses suddenly appeared in front of her. Su Qingsang was stunned for a moment. There were a total of 999 red roses, delicate and beautiful. In the middle, there were yellow roses arranged in the shape of a heart. There was a card inside. The flowers were so big that they covered the face of the person who sent them. Before Su Qingsang could react, she heard a male voice that she was now very familiar with. Happy birthday, wife. She looked up and saw Hu Jinyao's smiling face behind the roses. Wife, happy birthday. Do you like it? He put the bouquet in front of Su Qingsang. Because the flowers were so big, Su Qingsang couldn't even hug them completely. I like it. Su Qingsang noticed that many people were looking at her as she spoke. She blushed and said, I can get off work after changing. Give me a moment. Su Qingsang changed her clothes and came out with Hu Jinyao, who was holding a large bouquet of roses. Along the way they attracted a lot of attention. She was not used to being the center of attention. His footsteps were quick and he only felt a little better when he got on the car. Honey, if you look so guilty, people will think we're having an affair. Su Qingsang glared at Hu Jinyao. Who's feeling guilty? If he hadn't given her such a big bouquet of flowers, she wouldn't have attracted so much attention. Wife, don't forget. We are a married couple. Hu Jinyao leaned over and kissed her on the cheek. All right, honey, let's go eat. Aren't you eating at home? What about Xiang Kaiping? She was still waiting to celebrate her birthday with him. Don't worry, I've already asked Wenchang to pick Auntie up. On the other hand, Xiang Kaiping had already been brought to Chaowen Courtyard by Yang Wenchang. Hu Jinyao had made a reservation for dinner. Chapter 318. When Su Qingsang walked in, Xiang Kaiping had been waiting for a few minutes. Su Qingsang was a little embarrassed. Auntie, have you waited long? It's fine. I'm old anyway. It's nothing. Xiang Kaiping stood up with a smile. Auntie, take a seat. We're family anyway. Hu Jinyao knew Su Qingsang well. She didn't need to invite a bunch of irrelevant people to celebrate her birthday. As long as the family had a simple meal together, it would be fine. Su Qingsang nodded. The 3 of them sat down and ordered. The waiter left after serving the tea. Xiang Kaiping took out a box from her bag and put it in front of Su Qingsang. This is my birthday present for you. Thank you, Auntie. Su Qingsang took it and didn't rush to open it. Auntie, you don't have to be so polite. You already gave me my birthday present this morning. Of course not. Why not? That bowl of noodles is one. That's too light. Xiang Kaiping waved her hand. Look, in the past 20 years, I haven't celebrated your birthday properly, and I haven't bought you a present. Auntie. Su Qingsang couldn't help but hold Xiang Caiping's hands. It's all in the past. The way things are now is pretty good. Xiang Caiping's lips moved. She wanted to say something, but she felt that whatever she said would be useless. Finally, she pointed at the box. Take a look and see if you like it. Su Qingsang opened the gift. It was a set of jewelry. Necklace, earrings, rings. The diamond wasn't particularly big, and it couldn't compare to the one that Hu Jinyao had sold for tens of millions of yuan. But it was small and exquisite, looking very elegant. She could tell that Xiang Caiping had put a lot of thought into this gift. Thank you, Auntie. I like it very much. It's good that you like it. As long as you like it. As Xiang Caiping spoke, she took out another velvet box. This is my wedding present for you. According to the rules of Lin City, when a girl gets married, her mother has to give her gold jewelry. I wasn't there when you got married. This is the perfect time to make up for it. Su Qingsang looked at the box and felt her nose sting. Actually, you don't have to. Of course, of course. Xiang Caiping smiled and tried to please her. I'm afraid this young man won't even wear it. But it was just for a festive and auspicious occasion. I hope you won't mind. How could that be? I like it very much. Thank you, Auntie. This was Xiang Caiping's kind gesture. Su Qingsang could only feel grateful. How could she dislike it? The atmosphere during the meal was very good. Su Qingsang watched as Xiang Caiping kept putting food into her bowl with a guilty look on her face. Her mood was a little complicated. Thinking about the decision he made this morning. She casually scooped a bowl of soup for Xiang Caiping and said, Mom, this soup is good. It's good for your skin. Drink more. All right. Xiang Caiping nodded. Suddenly, her hand that was holding the chopsticks trembled. What did you call me? Hu Jinyao had already guessed that such a day would come, so he wasn't surprised at all. Su Qingsang picked up some food for Xiang Caiping and said, Mom, you eat. Xiang Caiping's eyes reddened and her hands trembled. Su Qingsang was also a little uncomfortable. Although it didn't seem to take much time to take that step, she knew that Xiang Caiping was really trying to make it up to her. She wasn't entirely at fault for what happened back then. Su Qingsang wasn't a hard-hearted person. She had seen Xiang Caiping's care for her during this period of time. Chapter 319. Mom, let's eat. It won't be good if the food gets cold. Xiang Caiping was now sure that Su Qingsang had accepted her. The corners of her eyes were wet. Wu Jinyao saw her like that and also spoke. Mom, today is Qingsang's birthday. We should be happy. Yes, I'm happy. Xiang Caiping rubbed the corners of her eyes and looked at Su Qingsang with relief. Not only had she accepted her daughter, but she had also accepted her son-in-law. She was very excited and couldn't calm down at all. Although she tried her best to control it, the red corners of her eyes still revealed her current emotions. I'll go to the bathroom. Xiang Caiping got up and left in a hurry. Wu Jinyao didn't have time to remind her that there was a bathroom in the private room. In a private room not far away, Su Qinghui was being toasted by two business partners. Boss Su, you guys are great now. But don't forget small companies like us. Yes. We should make money together. It's good that everyone gets rich together. Yes. The group of people couldn't curry favor with Hu Jinyao, but they tried their best to get in touch with Su Qinghui. This time, Tianyu Group was making a big move. Not only the Li family but the Chiu family and two other good families were also partners of Tianyu Group. However, those of lower status than these families didn't even get to drink soup, not to mention meat. The group of people wanted to get in touch with Hu Jinyao and then get in touch with him. But Hu Jinyao didn't want to see them at all. Now that they saw Su Qinghui, they naturally tried to curry favor with him. Su Qinghui didn't compliment this group of people like he used to. He was a little lost in thought. When they mentioned Hu Jinyao, he was also thinking about this son-in-law. This Hu Jinyao, yesterday Chiu Junjiu only drank a glass of wine to Su Qingsang. That morning, Hu Jinyao gave Su Qinghui a project that was originally in charge of the Chiu family. The reason was obvious. Hu Jinyao was avenging Su Qingsang. After Su Peijian's incident, Su Peijian and the Su family had a good attitude. Taking a step back, wasn't it because Su Yusin helped Su Qingsang at the banquet yesterday? Their company has a new project, but he is not happy at all. He never knew that Hu Jinyao, as the CEO of a large corporation, could be so casual. He was so casual that it made him gnash his teeth. Su Qinghui rubbed the space between his eyebrows and his smile stiffened. I'm going out to make a call. Do as you please. After leaving the private room, Su Qinghui didn't really want to make a call. His hand went to his pocket and he wanted to take out a cigarette to smoke. Then he remembered that he had quit smoking for many years. Just as he was about to return to his private room, he caught sight of a figure not too far away from him. The existence of that figure stunned him. When Xiang Kaiping came out, she remembered that she had ordered a cake and left it at the front desk as a surprise for Su Qingsang. She personally brought the cake over, thinking that today was the first day she was celebrating her daughter's birthday with her. She was very excited. She walked towards the private room with the cake in her hand. When she was less than 3 meters away from the door, she suddenly heard a familiar voice. "Kaiping? Is that you?" Xiang Kaiping was stunned. She almost dropped the cake in her hand. Before she could react, the voice behind her increased in pitch. "You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure."